Unmuted myself. Okay, we're at the title card screen. It says the bonus roll starting soon, so I guess we should probably start soon. Hi chat. We're going to be starting soon. Okay, let's see here. So I go down here and I scroll and I click this thing and then I click this thing and then we can see each other. I can see you and you and you, and that is a cute shirt.
Hey.
That's Sailor Moon and Stitch, right?
Yep.
Classy.
That it is. It's one of my favorites.
Welcome to the bonus roll! I take nothing seriously anymore because nothing matters. I haven't left this house in 2 weeks.
We are in the time of isolation.
Welcome to the bizarre social experiment that is the bonus roll.
For those of you who just joined us for the first time, why? Welcome to the middle of the story.
Yes, if you're just joining us, please let us know how you got here. That way we can close any of the security loopholes.
Seriously, though, welcome. We will be playing Dungeons & Dragons, 5th edition, set in Ravnica, and I'm going to surprise Meryl by asking them to describe their character.
Alright. I am Merle. I play Rael Corvino, the formerly Simic Cleric, currently Orzhov Cleric, also Arcane Trickster Rogue, secretly really a Dimir Spy. All the other players know this, none of the other characters know this. He is, as always, the best dressed in the room, in any room. And he really likes ravens, because they're cool. As do I, because they're cool.
Alright.
How about...
Oh, I was going to say, okay, now argue amongst yourself who has to go next while I plug Sirenscape for providing the background music of this episode.
I think Griggum should go next, because he's the fearless leader.
Hi there. I'm the man with the mane, the mage. And I play Griggum, the drunk monk of the Selesnya Enclave, Conclave, who is also a goblin. And he is starting to finally lose track of all his notes. Hopefully he'll be brought up to speed. Otherwise, he's having a grand old time. And his stock in wine is starting to pay off. So, his investment in wine is starting to pay off. And also tanked the entire poisoned banquet. So, yeah, no, things are good for him right now. Things are very good for him. And from there, speaking of poisoned banquets, Ingrid.
I thought you were going to go Feredir for some reason.
I'm Zuzaba. I play Ingrid Corvidae Omaroma. The poison banquet was basically at a debutante ball for her, and she is now different higher rank of Golgari shaman that she has yet to actually clarify. But she has a special magical key to the Shadowman's now, and is almost over her exhaustion from those Izzet crystals. Speaking of Izzet stuff, Hilo Cat.
Hi there. I am the newest and self-entitled most important character that is playing right now. I am playing Ferald Tembiz, better known as Frizz. I'm an Izzet sorcerer. On level 1 for whatever reason. Sorry about that. Lots of lightning magic, lots of tinkering, learned how to make a cool potion. I'm just pretty awesome overall, that's all I can say, you know? So, yeah. To the other half of the Fair Bears.
I'm Fair Bear 1, as opposed to Fair Bear A.
Fair Bear stare.
Okay.
So there's no implied ranking.
Okay, 1, you're correct. B, you're... Please continue.
Oh.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tux, and I play Feredir, the Simic Ranger, who is a Simic hybrid. That's it.
Well, I have no introduction to give and need no introduction because, yes. That said, I do have a series of announcements to drag out and buy myself time before I am forced to actually begin this. The Patreon is in the final stages of being set up. You can actually join and, start paying money towards us now if you want. We have 2 ranks. The $5 rank gets you access to everything. There is a $10 rank where I will force one of the bonus casts to read your name at the end of the episode. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/thebonusroll. All one word. We also have a coffee account that I am still finishing the setup on. That is at ko-fi.com/thebonusroll. Both links will be put on display at the Twitch page when I am finished with them. The $5 donation level on Patreon gets you access to the pre-game streams featuring Goblin Brawl, Madhouse, and Rabbit Hunt, as well as past episodes of Chat and Chill, which are not going to be uploaded to our YouTube channel. That's right, you can listen and watch us chat about whatever we want for an hour. This week it was books, comics, and socio-political philosophy. Let's see here now. What else? I used to have a nice, neat list when I was getting up more than an hour before we had to be doing this. And I do not do that anymore. Let's see here now. For 2 points of reputation, which won't actually do anything. Who wants to give a recap of last week's episode?
Let's see, last week, radiation poisoning.
And recap.
I'm just waiting for a better offer.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll admit that I'm just as lost as everyone else right now.
I mean, everyone is lost.
But not all those who wander are lost.
Yes?
The last time
Yeah,
we
well,
were attacked
thank
by
God
the
we're
smoke
not
monster,
wandering. We're
and then
lost.
So,
So, last time on Journey to the West.
Why do I have Swedish down as one of your languages, Feredir?
what?
I may have mistyped
Swedish?
Sylvan. I may have mistyped Sylvan when I was filling out his sheet.
Obviously, Swedes speak the language of the trees. They're all the Lorax.
so were you going to give
Feredir has a much more involved backstory than I originally thought.
I was reviewing the Bibles. I was like, I pull up Feredir's. It's like languages: Vidalcan, Swedish, Elvish, Common, Undercommon. It's like,
So
Why
Suddenly
does
the
it say
game-
he's really good at Counter-Strike? What the hell?
Suddenly, the game was an isekai all along.
So you're
No, I have the
Swedish again?
smartphone.
Alright, so I'm trying to remember where we started last week, because I'm worried that I might start recapping stuff from the week before.
I'm not going to stop you no
started
matter
last
with
what.
week-
closing out
Sorry,
the
Paul.
party and then going to bed?
Yeah,
And
start with
Right.
the party.
Fine.
Yeah.
Oh, right, that was the start of
Arcane
it.
Eye.
Okay. So, yes, we started out last week at the finish of the party. Elle was spying around a little bit, played around with a new spell or two, thinking, oh, well, I might as well burn my spell slots before we go to bed. And then when we woke up, didn't get my spell slots back because Rael and Ingrid were suffering from magical radiation poisoning from our exploits in the, whatever it was called, dungeon, the Is It dungeon. Which
Which
And
was
one?
then
It
the
opened
lab in
several.
the rat farm.
Storage room.
Yes. So yeah, it turns out we were suffering from radiation poisoning. I
I'm sorry.
Well, after various other things, I thankfully had one spell slot left. Unfortunately, I did not have 2 spell slots left. Otherwise, I could have cast Lesser Restoration on myself and Ingrid. But yeah, we were wandering around trying to figure out what was wrong with us. Went to a certain goblin's friends to have us looked at and hopefully healed. I don't remember if there's anything else we did of consequence before we went to the. I am forgetting faction names. Why am I doing
Selesnya.
And we went to the Shadow
Selesnya.
Man's. I learned a spell. Grigum meditated and got a bunch of hints about our background,
that? Oh yes, what
including the Guardian Project stuff and
This
the
is why I
doc.
don't do recaps. I'm bad at them.
Discussed your aunt wanting to do a heist.
Oh god, yes. My aunt is apparently trying to heist this vault that we didn't know existed until she mentioned it, assuming that we knew about it. This vault may or may not be the entire reason for the dynastic marriage that my mother is trying to push us into. And it may almost certainly has something to do with the docks, given why the wedding was going to be at the docks, and yeah.
And we
still don't look in it.
only also missed, the decisionist coin being used for the first time. Maybe Grigum should tell us about that.
Yes, given that he was there.
About what?
Decisionist coin getting used for the first
Oh.
time.
Yeah, no, I'll bring that up when it comes.
Oh, I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Aw.
Okay.
Y'all don't know about that.
Okay. Just had a
That's a
real.
recap. That's a player
Should
knowledge.
go
I
into
just
the
had a
recap.
really bad thought.
Oh, well, then
What
you
if
should
The
probably.
decisionist coin is one of the coins of power.
That's
Who wants us to do this? I'm opening bid at $5. Who wants to do this?
Let's start the
It was
episode now.
magical. What did you think?
One of y'all tell him, please, because otherwise I'm going to have to, and it loses some of the impact if I have to tell him.
Alright.
Grigum are best, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Grigum's thing to say if he wants to.
Yep.
I say we just get started.
What
All right,
was that you
before
were
you
saying
start-
about the out-of-character information everyone should know? Oh, what's up?
I was gonna do my shameless plug for Reroll. Great app. If you see like anytime, I don't know when we're gonna pull it up. Got a little pixel art dude. Looks like this. It lets me, use it as long as I give it a shout out.
Thank
you.
Should be there. I mean, it's in the Discord. I think it's set up to
Yeah.
your character on Roll20, so the
It
next
is set up
time
my
y'all are
character.
in a dungeon, it's going to be shown at least.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just making sure.
So let's see. After the reveal of the second side coin, y'all moved on. Ended up at Selesnia's Apple Oak Monastery, and then proceeded on to the, I believe, to y'all's location after spending the night with the monks. Am I correct?
I remember spending the
We
night
stayed with
monks.
Selesnya.
Okay,
And
I thought y'all had
getting everyone looked at.
I thought y'all had headed out to the second side agency after that.
We did some scrying, but she'll
I
tell people
don't-
about that in game too. No, we stayed at the
I-
Selesnya, and then we
yeah,
looked
I
at
don't-
the park in the
I
morning.
think we talked about it, and then we ended up sidetracking because I got lost on the plot, and we spent
Right.
30 minutes or
Oh, right, we were
30
doing a
minutes to
recap.
An hour. Like,
Yeah,
We need to
trying to
recap
go
a
over our
recap.
notes.
we are recapping a recap.
Y'all went to the park though. I remember that because I remember the reveal of the
Yes,
Pearl Plaza Park lab had been flooded.
right. I remember that now. Okay.
Yes, we did that.
So essentially, last week's episode was like a typical anime recap where they just show like clips of all like the fights from last.
Yeah.
A little bit, because we
Yeah,
had
okay.
recaps when Grigum meditated, and then Rael and Ingrid were recapping discussions we had at the ball, and then we had an actual recap at the end. So, I mean,
I
we
got
were at
lost.
least half a
Last-
recap episode.
We did
Yeah, so
spend
here-
a chunk
here
of
to-
time dealing with radiation poisoning, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like that recapping was the
Yeah, well,
only
that's
thing
dumb.
that happened. It's just a lot faster to talk about the radiation poisoning than it was to deal with it.
Oh, right.
So basically, what we're saying is that last week's episode we were just trying to waste time so that the Second Sight Agency manga has enough content for us to catch up.
Are you
Exactly. It
kidding?
was a filler episode.
That was
So that's cool.
that
This is
was
the
one
new
of the
season.
moments I've been looking forward to for a while. I did not expect that scry to work. I am still pissed that I rolled a 2 and a 3.
I want to tell him in character.
I'm not going to say anything else. Let's see
He
here
wants
now.
to not tell any of us in character, I think, on his reveal.
So now to onto my
No?
own recap.
You want to tell?
Let's see here now. We will be reintroducing Feredir and Ferald real quick. Ferald, last night you did not get a lick of sleep. Everything hurts. You have 1 point of exhaustion,
Oh, right.
and you gain no benefit from a long rest. Feredir,
At least
you
I-
do get a normal long rest because you avoided going into the magical radiation zones.
So does that put him at 2 like it did me?
Yes. Up early in the morning, you two, with Farrell not faring well, go out to, let's try and see if we can fix this just in case we need to fix it for others. Feredir, having been here multiple times, believed he could easily navigate y'all through the Corpse Grove and the Rot Farm to the town. And surprisingly, with Kay's help, he was able to do so. Entering into a small little shop that had the name The Medicinal Malice on one of the signs outside, y'all blacked out. And now y'all awaken, roughly 6 to 8 hours later, judging by how hungry you are feeling, in a kind of smallish, dark room. You can see the wall may be about 10 feet away from you on either side. You're both strapped to a table. Kay is nowhere to be seen.
Ordinary night out for them.
So,
Like one of Grigham's nights out.
what's around us? Where am I?
You're in a maybe 15 by 15 foot square room. There is a door on the wall to your immediate south. If you are laying north to south, y'all are both tied to individual tables with heavy padded leather straps buckling you down.
So, you okay over there?
I believe so. So the well, I guess I'm gonna test the restraints.
Sure. Are you trying to snap them or are you trying to slip them?
Can we say both? Probably initially see, okay, can I break out of it first, and then if that fails, then try to slip through it.
Sure, make a strength check.
I think that's 11.
Alright.
Excuse me, that's an 11.
You strain against the leather binding you for a few moments. You feel it kind of flex, but not give.
At least your first roll wasn't a 1.
So how did we get in here? Do you remember anything?
Not really. I think I'm gonna try to Houdini my.
All right. Make
All right.
a dexterity check.
18.
You kind of like squirm and wiggle your way. You feel your arm kind of shift up just slightly, but you can't get it out from under the restraint.
Oh, whoa! I'm sorry. That was like sorry. That was like 23.
23?
I forgot my dex bonus.
Okay. Well, then instead you kind of worm and squiggle and shift your arm up a bit and can't get it out from under the restraint.
I was
Okay, go ahead.
that is a 20 non-natural.
Did you roll a natural 20, Feredir?
No, he rolled an 18.
Okay, because your dex bonus is only +3.
It's not a saving thing, right?
Well,
No.
dexterity.
No, just roll your
It'll just be your
dexterity
normal
and add your modifier.
Yeah, you couldn't have got to 23 without a 20.
Yeah, if you had an 18
I
then
had
plus 3,
a-
it'll be 20.
Okay, what is your dexterity modifier?
Okay. I guess it is +3. I thought I
Okay.
had proficiency in it.
In a basic check? No. No one has proficiency in basic
Okay.
checks.
Yeah, it's just saving throws.
My bad.
No worries.
Then I
It's okay.
14.
It
15,
is
16.
literally-
It was a 17.
It is still
Just saying.
short of the 25 DC that you needed.
Oh, cool. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So after a few moments of struggling, the door at the south kind of clicks and comes open. A hooded figure with a brown cloak around their shoulders comes forward, limping slightly with their left leg. As they approach Ferald, a cloth is dropped over your face. It smells faintly of lilac and cinnamon, and something is pressed to your lips, and a kind of thick liquid is poured in. Drink this; it'll help with the sickness.
Yeah, I won't resist.
Okay.
I'm a pretty adventurous guy.
All right. It tastes like clove and honey, but it has but that's to cover a very strong medicinal taste. The figure lifts the rag off of your eyes as it turns away, long enough for you to catch the glimpse of short black hair, before it turns and drops the cloth over Feredir's face and checking his straps. Feredir, you feel a light pressure against the 1 second, against the left side of your face, and hear a soft muttering. Oh, Eldrin, what did they do to you? Before turning and walking, leaving the cloth over Feredir's face and walking out of the room.
That was
I don't know if this would be a medicine or Arcana check. Just kind of, I do like a check as to what the stuff that's on my face is.
Sure, go ahead and make a nature check.
Okay. I really need to stop using this stuff. Well, actually, okay. That's gonna be 13.
13? Alright, so she was stroking the scaled side of your face. The cloth that she left over your face is just a kind of woven hand cloth of sorts, but it smells faintly of clove, cinnamon, and lilac.
So it's just herbal. It's as far as I know, it's just herbal.
Herbal, yes.
Okay.
Is any of my stuff with me?
Not on the table with you, and you can't see the floor.
Okay, that's fair.
Feredir, make a history check.
Use that die. That's
You
an
can get
11
a
for
second
me.
chance.
11. You can't get a good look at them, but the tables that you are strapped to are faintly reminiscent of some of the Simic experimentation or restraint tables.
And I know this is probably high, but can I do a history check on Eldrin?
Sure, go ahead. I'm waiting for a number.
8.
He said 8.
Oh, I didn't hear 8. All right. Yeah, no clue. Never heard it before in your life.
Is your name Eldrin? Sorry, I'm saying that to Frizz.
No. Is your name Eldrin?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've not been called Eldrin before, to my knowledge, but anyways, it's a thing.
Okay.
How you holding up?
I mean, I could be better, but I could be worse. You okay?
Relatively?
So, you know that person?
Not even. Actually, that's a good question.
You didn't get to see their face.
Okay.
Hey.
I mean, you can still make a history roll if you want.
Okay, like based on their voice or something?
Yeah.
Have black hair.
How does a 2 do you?
Nothing.
Awesome.
I think that was my former roommate in college. What?
Interesting. So, we seem like we're in any imminent danger.
It doesn't seem like it. Y'all are just restrained in a dark room with a cloth over Feredir's face. He's not even being waterboarded.
If anything happens, I can get us out of here.
Okay.
I mean, if they're trying to help, I think we'll be fine. I mean, they gave us medicine.
I'm a little concerned about the restraints. What the purpose is.
It's probably just to keep us safe, you know.
From
Is there
what
any way I
exactly?
can see, try to do a check to see what that liquid was that I drank?
Yeah, make a medicine check.
All right. 14.
14? I mean, you're feeling less like someone stomped on your chest for 6 hours. So it was clearly a curative of some sorts. You can't identify the individualistic components other than the honey and the clove that made it more palatable.
Can I see anything else in the room?
You can only see to your table level. About the only thing you see other than the door to your south is your walking stick is leaned up against one of the walls nearby. So you assume your gear is somewhere on the floor here.
It's fair. I'm fine with just waiting and seeing what happens. I mean, for all we know, it just could have been, a misunderstanding. But if anything bad does happen, I can get our stuff, and I can, blow this place up. Don't worry about it.
You don't have mage hand.
I can get mage hand.
You do not have any of your gear on you.
Just like, I have a cunning plan.
Well, I have Unseen Servant, and I can cast any spell without purple or somatic component.
Is that a spell where you have to do motions that
He doesn't need them.
restraints would?
Yes, somatic. I can
You-
quick cast it, like silent cast it.
My question is this: do you have any spell slots?
I think I had plenty.
Because you didn't get a long rest.
Yeah, I know. I still have 4 first, 2 second, 2 third.
Wow, you
One
did
fourth,
not
one
use a
fifth.
long. Okay.
Yeah, I was using cantrips and I blew up a couple spells. I
So
can go
you-
Nova pretty easily.
He's
Yeah, I
like
could-
me.
Blow level 1.
No, like you has never cast a spell. You and
Exactly.
Rail are opposites.
See, I'm holding it for an emergency. If it was an emergency, you would be saying it very different.
So
I say to the voice in my head.
while there is no easy method of telling time in this room, your best guess is it's been about an hour. The door opens again, and that hooded, cloaked figure comes in. And this time they have in one hand a fairly large wooden block, and in the other hand a mallet.
What is that for?
She kind of half limps over to Feredir's table, completely ignoring Ferelden, and sets the block on the table between his ankles. So, I have to make sure you don't go anywhere again. She's lifts the hammer and smashes it into the side of Fereld's ankle. There is a
You mean Faradir.
Feredir, yes, sorry. I'm trying to remember to use your name and not Frizz anymore. So your
why
name
do
is
you
keenly
go
in mind
for-
right now. Into the side of Feredir's ankle, there is a very loud, audible cracking sound as the bone is broken.
Okay.
Why do you have to go to misery?
Feredir, you lose, take 5 bludgeoning damage. Your speed is reduced to half. As in, I believe you can normally move 30 feet, you can now only move 15 feet in a turn. And, movement costs you double.
The 15 instead of 30?
Hold on, wait. Oh, sorry, I read that one twice. Sorry. Your movement speed costs you double, reducing your speed to 15, essentially. Sorry. It's early.
That'd be a big difference. Well, it's okay. Yeah.
Well
That
then.
sucks. We'll be fine.
She.
Closer to me, I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh, go ahead.
warn you that I'm gonna blow her up. Just letting you know.
Mhm.
What does so mean exactly?
What does what mean?
Ooh, ha, ha. Ooh, shoo. That's
Oh,
so
somatic.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
The hand movements.
Yeah.
so you have to be.
you have to Doctor Strange it. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to be unrestrained to do that sort of stuff. Yeah. Which is what I was saying. I can just get all our stuff. She coming over to me.
No. After she breaks Faradir's ankle, she takes the block and goes up to his face. She's holding the hammer in one hand, and she leans over his head slowly. It's like, everything told me this would bring you back. And then she kisses him on the forehead and turns and limps towards the door again.
Okay, so out of character, I'm pretty sure that you don't have your memories from like what a while ago, right?
I don't know if I've actually said that or not. Like, it's not something I really keep secret, so.
I think in character you mentioned it to me, but I know out of character just from like talk.
I can literally see Feredir going up to a person like, "Hi, my name is Feredir. I have 2.5 years of memory."
I feel like that would be an important thing that he would say, like, once, like, combat and stuff is involved. Like...
I think he's saying it's up to you to decide whether you've ever told him in character. Right now,
And,
you have to decide.
Yeah.
Probably. I'll say
Okay,
yes.
Okay. Oh. Okay, this is back in character. Is she still in? Oh, God.
She went
is
through the
still
door.
here.
She closed and locked
Have
the door
the
behind her.
Spies Murmur.
You don't have it on you.
No, he doesn't have one.
But we got Spies
There were
Murmur.
sent two. One got put on Mavana. Rail's still holding the other one. Ingrid assumed it was sent for
Damn
Reed.
it, Rail.
He doesn't have one and doesn't know about them.
And you're not even wearing yours if he did.
Damn it, Rail.
It's not my fault you're not wearing yours. I didn't take it out your ear.
Oh, you both
Right.
are in very different clothes than what y'all were wearing earlier.
He can find the
Ew.
time to get a centaur on his dance card, but he can't give out a freaking...
Minotaur.
Excuse me, it was a minotaur. And you had yours, not my fault you lost it.
Well,
Okay, so hear me out. Okay, so what the hell's going on with you and her? At least she knows you, even if you don't know she knows you. She just broke your leg.
Ankle.
Ankle. Should I get us out of here, or do you just want to like deal with it?
if you could get us out of here, that would be great.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and unseen servant using a spell slot, not ritually.
Okay.
To go pick up if it can get my bag, and pick up my whole bag.
All right. I don't think Unseen Servant has a weight limit. So yeah, it lifts your bag up and sets it on the edge of the table next to you.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna have it also pull out my dagger that's in the bag.
Okay.
If you could have it
Well,
untie
your
the
focus
straps,
would be good.
that would be great.
Can I get it to cut the leather with is that possible with Unseen Servant?
Yeah, sure, totally.
I'm gonna have it cut the straps.
All right. It's not an attack. It's basic. Unseen servants are used for doing things like repairing armor and stuff like that. So cutting the straps on a something is not exactly a stretch of the abilities of it. Your dagger is fairly well maintained. The straps, while they are oiled and hardened leather, are not armor hardened. So they get sliced open pretty easily.
I'm gonna grab all my stuff and throw the bag on, grab my good old rod of wandering. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna have the Unseen Servant cut the other bounds and all that
Okay.
while I'm grabbing my stuff.
All right, Feredir, while Ferald is changing and getting his stuff together, a knife kind of floats over to the table next to you and hovers there for a moment before it starts sawing at the binding. After a minute, you're free. Your
Okay,
ankle is still
question.
broken.
I cure wounds. Can I heal bones, or is that just health?
Let's see here. Let me pull up the lingering injuries.
I'd say that's at minimum restoration. Like if it was
Uh,
missing entirely, then it's regeneration.
let's see here. I would say it would require a heal, like the spell heal, to completely remove it. I will let you can use cure wounds to get the hit points back, though. But the
Okay,
lingering
second
effect
question.
of the massive damage to your ankle will take a little bit of time to repair itself, or you need higher level magic to repair it.
Actually, I have two questions.
Okay.
First question: would I be able to have sort of get it into like I guess a splint is the right word.
Do
If you know what I mean, like.
That might take a good while.
Do you have any, your equipment is in the room with you. Do you have anything in there that you could use as a splint, either of you? The only thing in the room that's not your stuff are the tables that y'all were kind of strapped to, and the cloth that was draped over your face.
I mean, technically, I'm thinking a short sword.
You
Like
just,
if you use the blade.
you're just going to strap a
Like
sword to your ankle?
seriously,
Yeah.
because the splint is a long metal.
Yeah, no. So,
Okay,
you're
but hear me
basically...
out. You're gonna have to blade against the ropes, and it's just gonna cut it like as you're going. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, you could use the sheath.
That short.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like, you take the short sword as your like foundation, and then you wrap it with like the cloth or whatever.
Make a medicine check.
Okay.
Whoever is doing
You have
this.
surgery tools if that has anything.
Surgery.
Okay, so my second question:
Uh-huh.
climb is with my tentacles, not my
Yes.
hands and feet. So, using my tentacles, would I still have the third?
Yes, you can Spider-Man.
I'd also, I think I'm just for right now, my movement is basically skittering across the floor. Like a horizontal climb, basically.
That's horrific, and I love it.
Doc Ock style.
But remember,
yeah,
it's
so-
not your main tentacles, it's your cilia on your ankles and your wrists that do the climbing.
So I think the first thing is my character would probably have more knowledge of this. I mean, I have a decent medicine. I mean, either would it be medicine or survival? Do you think
Medicine.
about the splint? Okay. So I guess it would be possible to do a check for that.
Yep, make a medicine check.
Be a 8. So that would be a 19.
19? God damn. That's impressive off of an 8.
No, I have a +8.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Alright. So, using a combination of the repair patches for your leather armor, some bits of armory, some cloth, you construct a very crude splint for your ankle to immobilize it. It still hurts like hell.
Yeah, but the idea is so that I'm doing something about it in character.
Make a
I'm
perception
just like, broken
check.
ankle, and I'm a doctor, so...
Make a perception check for me, both
That's a
of y'all.
thing. Sorry, what was that?
Make a perception check for me.
Perception?
Perception.
Perception.
Okay, I'm sorry you're cutting out for me.
You're cutting out for me.
Nat
Oh.
20, so 25 total.
Okay?
Yeah, I have 18 on the roll, 19 passive.
Okay. So you can both hear this, bit of arguing coming from a little bit past the door in a hushed tone before a small muffled explosion causes the room to shake for a moment.
Awesome.
The door kicks in, and a petite elf with short black hair, wild eyes, and a long-looking rod capped in a glowing metal kicks in the door, looks around, sees you both, and is like, "Don't know you. You, up, come on, we gotta go." It's Kral.
Have you seen a dog?
He's at the agency.
You mean Cathal, right?
Yeah, what did I say, Kral? It's been a...
Look, at this point, I'm not picky. Not gonna lie.
It's Cathal. Sorry.
It could be freaking safe.
for your plot. No, those are very different things.
Yes.
To you, yes. To me, at this moment,
No,
don't care.
it's a very big difference to you, Guardian Project.
Yeah, if it were Crawl, you might wind up with more gills.
Again, at this point, don't care.
Fair.
That's a problem for future Feredir.
So let's go.
I'm just like skittering across the floor.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop a couple ball bearings in my hand. 10 of them to be exact.
Okay. Deduct those from your total.
As we go. I'm not gonna throw them. I'm just having them in my hand.
Oh, okay. So you're just holding on to them.
Holding on to them.
Okay.
In case something happens.
In the next room, there is a small table, a chair, a wider range of herbs, incense, dice, cards, bowls, half filled with water, placed out in a wide arrangement, like someone was moving from one station to another around the edge of the table. The window to this on the left-hand side as y'all enter shows a late afternoon cityscape. You're somewhere in Ravnica above ground, as you can tell. And Amnestria is on the floor, tied up next to the door. Cathal looks at Feredir and is like, "We'll talk about it later. Come on, we gotta go." And she hefts Amnestria's unconscious form over her shoulder and starts leading the way towards the second site agency from where y'all are. Are y'all going? Who's following her? What are y'all doing?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
following
following.
her, yeah. I thought it was implied. I'm gonna keep following her. Just light as we go to these.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Just a quick question: with the broken ankles, that probably means anything somatic would be rather difficult. Correct.
It depends. You're casting light on the ball bearings. Just to confirm?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
light persists until you cast light a second time.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Okay. Light on one of them.
Okay.
Just have it.
The ball bearing glows slightly in your hand. Feredir, you're kind of scuttling along in the most disturbing fashion possible. Congratulations. Your hands are not bound and are not injured, so you are, for the most part, capable of doing somatic components.
Okay.
Of course.
Wondering
Put
about
the air to
Ultra
cast spell.
Self, but
What are you
Their hubris was their downfall. You can break ankles, but you can't break tentacles.
Okay, what are you
let's not. I'm pretty sure they probably could, and probably more easily than ankle.
Okay, so what are you thinking about doing?
I was originally thinking about Alter Self, but I don't think I could actually form an animal or something.
No, that will let you
Technically.
breathe underwater or swim faster or
Like-
look pretty.
Yeah, it would only change my appearance, but I would still be obviously
Yeah,
humanoid.
You would
wouldn't-
still be obviously humanoid.
Yeah.
It would hide your tentacles. It would not repair your shattered ankle.
Well, no, I was just thinking of something that would look more natural to be skittering, but I don't. Again,
This is
there's not too
Ravnica.
much that would be.
Yeah, this is Ravnica.
You're being creepy,
Correct.
but no one's looking at you twice.
Kroll! I do that.
Yeah, you can
And
make
do
yourself
they,
look like
like,
a.
look-
You can make yourself look
Do
like
they
a
skitter?
really fucked up Kroll. Some of them do.
Honestly,
Did he
looking
get
like
to
a
see
troll
them
might be
though?
worse.
Not really.
You showed me one of their bows?
Yeah,
He
but
has seen.
You talked to a translator.
He has seen Zan. So he
Sure,
has
that's true.
exactly one example of a giant ass one with stupid big wings.
Wait, I thought the Kroll were like.
Almost
thing,
exclusively
like-
underground, yes.
They are not known to most of them, like underground.
Really?
Yeah, they don't go
Yeah.
above ground much.
Yeah, but
Some-
surely I've been underground before on like missions. And...
Yeah, but
But even then, they are
they're
very
very
simple.
reclusive.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess I didn't know that. Okay.
they mainly live in their
Um,
hives, and they don't stray away.
Yeah, like
they have to
literally the bottom level of Roma has essentially been taken over by them, with the exception of the Rise and that little ambassador's office that y'all visited.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought Kroll were more common. Or more.
In fact,
I mean,
Okay.
they are
Um,
pretty
Queen or
populous.
Titanic size.
They are reclusive at best. You have seen you've seen the one that works as a bartender at the Fetid Mushroom, and you have seen the one that acts as Valura's weapon master / bodyguard.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood.
No worries.
I guess I'm just going as is. Then
Okay.
this is kind of why I played a character that has amnesia, because since I don't know crap, I have a character that doesn't know crap.
It's very handy.
Hooray!
I mean, there's
Big
no
brain
downside to it at all.
Hey, look, I wanted to make him interesting.
Like I said, there's no downside to it at all. Your ankle is fine. It takes like a few minutes of travel before y'all recognize that you are in the Orzhov district of the 4th Precinct, not too far from the Corvino Chantry.
All right, let's keep going. I don't want to stop here.
After about maybe 15 minutes of Cathal leading y'all through the streets, y'all find a transport hub. Entering the underground area, the hub operator looks to Ferald as y'all approach and just waves y'all through without taking a ticket, giving y'all a ticket, or asking your destination or anything like that.
Hooray, connections.
Within the confines of the small 30 by 30 foot room, there is a vendor selling some form of meat on a spit that is slowly rotating and just being having hot oil poured over it occasionally to keep it moist, and a book goblin, the standard, hey, buy a book from Book Goblin, pushing their cart around with a collection of dime and penny novels. It takes about 20 minutes for one of the transports to arrive. The metal shell kind of hissing with the heat of the energies as it disperses at stop and opening wide. Cathal buys herself like a small little snack and gives like a little bit of it to each of y'all before getting into the tube. I'm assuming y'all follow?
Yes.
I know I'm
Oh.
not in this scene, but I just wanted to ask: has Book Goblin come up before?
Book
Yeah.
Goblin has come up many times.
Right. Okay.
There's almost one
'Cause
in...
I remembered it had, but I'm like,
There is one in almost every Is It Transit station. They are associated with Demir printers.
Right, and that's where Ingrid has been getting her books.
Yes. There are also several stationed throughout the city. Occasionally, like, they will park in front of more high-end bookstores that are like this book costs.
No, I've seen that episode 0.
Yeah.
I semi-seriously wanted to ask, do they have like a premium service or something like that, where like you can just hire them to read the book to you? Like you call it something like Audible Book Goblin or something like that.
Yes, that's called being a level 8 and 8 reputation in the freaking Orza. I'm pretty sure you could just go to her and be like, constituent, read this to me.
It would
You have enough reputation that they could just chant at you all day like they did with Face Off.
You could have Mavana literally just do that.
Yeah. It would be.
I 9/10 wanted to just make an Audible joke.
It would be 3 gold per day.
For only 3 gold per day, you too can have a sequence of books.
Yeah.
It seems like Audible is bankrolling every podcast right now.
I wish.
So maybe we shouldn't make fun of them in case they may sponsor it.
No, Amazon is never sponsoring us. Oh, hey, maybe we should approach Amazon with like, hey, you know how successful Critical Role has been?
Thank you for letting us use your service to make maybe some money.
I mean, we have one subscription.
Amazon on Twitch.
Well, let's put it like this: we have one person sub to our account, and I know for a fact that it is a Twitch Prime sub. I know this for a fact because I have a Twitch Prime sub that I have subbed to this account with.
In case, yes, it is actually one of my subplots that I want to get a book goblin at our little personal transit station.
That seems like an amazing idea. I'm totally in favor of it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty great.
All right, y'all step
Probably gets
into
very
the transport tube. Feralden, I'm assuming that you have taken Is It Transport often enough that this would not be an issue for you. So I'm not going to make you roll Constitution to maintain consciousness. However, Feredir, you are
I'm not going to be
doing...
able to get in the seat, so this is going to be fun. I'm probably just like hanging on with both arms around a rail or some sort of thing.
Rail isn't there, though.
Like, you know how like I'm assuming it's like regular public transit. Yeah, I'm not opposed to giving rail hugs.
Thesaurus.
He just never lets me. I think it's the tentacles. But
Give him a hug.
Thesaurus Rex 13013. Thank you very much for subbing. Please
thank
continue.
you.
Hey,
Thank you very
we
much.
know that person in real life.
Aw.
You do?
I don't know.
That is Chandler.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi.
Greatly appreciated.
Yeah, very much. Okay, so
Pleasure to meet you.
okay, so let's hurry this up so we can get the other players involved. Feredir, concentrate on Constitution saving throw, please.
13.
13. Ferald, you're used to riding on this. Cathal has no trouble with this. Y'all watch as there's suddenly a hard kick of movement as the tram shoots off at near sonic speeds. Feredir just blacks out and shoots to the back of the room with a thump.
Oh.
This is why we have this.
Can I make some sort of dexterity or acrobatics check?
Make an acrobatics check while at
Can
disadvantage.
ankles not hit the wall?
Okay, make a acrobatics check at disadvantage because you're currently unconscious.
Okay. That is 12.
12. You manage to avoid slamming your ankle into anything. You still take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you're thrown back against the wall.
Aw.
That's just don't care. Just is not the ankles.
We have the technology. We can rebuild you.
Ferald, you see the short, angry-looking elf set down the woman that she has tied up, go over to a side panel on one of the walls, pry it open, and start fiddling with some of the wires. Make a history check for me.
Yeah. Be a number that is 15.
15. You don't recognize her, however, you do recognize the masterclass artifact that she is carrying as the promise of justice, which has been previously detailed to you. And that it is carried by one Cathal Rosefury, a guildless bounty hunter of wide repute among the guilds.
But I'm just gonna do a thing.
Alright. There is a moment of spark that shoot from the panel as she pulls a few wires, and then you feel like a slight deceleration and shift in the path that the tube is taking. After another minute or two, the side panel opens up into a much smaller reception area. There is no ticket desk, there is no book goblin, there is no food vendor here. There is just a spiral staircase that leads up. She looks...
And an empty Dramid pin.
Yeah, there is an empty Dramid pin there too. She looks to...
Pen of some sort. I
What's...
said, or pen of some sort. And
Yeah.
you probably can't tell if it's meant for Dromids or not.
There's a stack of mushrooms in the corner. The elf looks to you, Ferald, and points to Feredir. Can you get him? I got, and she uffs as she hefts the unconscious woman.
Yeah, no, I'll go pick him up. Attempt to. I'm gonna go down and just give him a couple good slaps.
Okay. You take Feredir. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, but you're awake.
We're going.
Hey. Is it over?
You're all good. Get up, man. I try to grab you up.
It has only just begun.
Not getting up. Just I'll just climb. Yeah, just like skitter.
All right.
Maybe with a little bit of balancing issues.
All right, Feredir, you would recognize this as the sub-tram station that y'all have under your offices.
Stairs.
Spiral staircase.
Skitter up the stairs. My
Alright.
favorite.
Alright. I'll go in back and make sure he doesn't fall or anything.
I am bleeding.
Feredir is literally just making a beeline to the booze cache.
That would probably be in the downstairs public room, which I assume the rest of y'all are probably heading to after y'all return home, after being informed of that y'all can't get into the lab because it's flooded, or what was your plan for that?
So are they morning the next day?
Yeah, no, it's like around...
Because we went back home in the morning after the lab.
Yeah.
Alright. So we were
Having breakfast in the
Just
public room, or the private, in y'all's,
Yes, that does sound familiar.
Yeah, because we would still be at Selesnya. It's the night of the 12th. We're still at Selesnya.
Yeah.
we're having dinner and Ingrid's getting healed.
No, it is, y'all are back there. It is next day. They were unconscious for a lot longer than they thought.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
So we're back at the lab then.
Back at the lab, we are.
yeah.
I'm back at the agency, I mean.
Yeah, I'm like, the lab is flooded. It's the whole problem.
Well, there's several labs at the agency. You could be in one
This
of
is
those
true.
labs. Ingrid has a portable lab now.
Oh. I'll have to test how that works.
it's on rails.
Okay, Rail may be carrying a lot of things, but he can't carry an entire lab.
No, but
Like,
he
sure.
is
Ingrid has
carrying
a
a
portable
backpack.
alchemy kit, or soon will.
He is carrying a bag full of black pudding.
He is, which we still need to investigate that a little bit more.
Yeah,
Rel and Griggum come in the front door from their park exploration.
alright. Wherever y'all happen to be, Cathal enters into the main area of y'all's private section, drops Amnestria on the couch chair that is there, goes over to like the food cabinets and pulls out booze and takes a shot before setting the bottle on the table for Feredir.
So is
So
Amnestra
if she could
back?
just set it on the floor for a second. Thank you.
She
Is
picks up.
Amnestra back out of good graces or something?
She looks over at Ingrid and is like, "Oh, y'all are back. Good. That saves me some trouble."
What happened?
Oh, well, I was doing...
We're getting worried about you.
Oh,
We were doing our best to figure out what the heck was going on, but we couldn't find any trace.
I was doing routine surveillance. When Amnestria started acting a little weird. I've been following for 2 or 3, 4 days, I think now. She lost me for a little bit when she went underground, but I caught back up to her when she went to her house. And she points to Feredir, and I found him and whoever he is. Kay comes down the stairway. Oh,
You found most of him. Faraday, what happened?
Don't know. I was strapped to a table, and then somebody broke my legs, and guess they kidnapped Amnestria, and then all came and
All right.
saved us all.
All right, here. You
He's kind of out of it, and his words are a little slurred
Rail.
already.
right?
Rail, can you
Yes.
You
Here.
are
Let's get something for Faraday to lie down on. Let me take a look at that ankle.
It's a
All right.
good thing we had the
Ankles.
foresight to
Ankles. Those ankles.
hire an extra employee.
Look. Rail, take care of, Feredir. Cathal, we're going to need a sit rep. Please.
I found her and knocked her out, and found them, and then brought them back here.
Right. So
Where were they?
Oh, they were in her house.
it was Amnestria who did this?
Yeah, that would be my guess. I mean, she lost me for a little bit, which is impressive. But yeah,
Her. That's a bloody shame.
What? You weren't suspicious of her as I was during the hiring process.
Yes, but I liked her anyway.
I know. She is very likable.
Just because somebody's suspicious doesn't mean they can't be a good employee.
Out of
Just not in this
character.
case.
out of character, can someone remind me who Amnestra is?
The one everyone wanted to hire during our interviews because she was so perfect.
Which
The
Yeah.
second interviews
Second interview, elf woman,
after rebuild.
scholarly, mildly precognition, has been bringing people breakfast. Walks with a limp. Owns a brown
Was
cloak.
that positive about that one? Oh, right. Yes, I remember.
We hired
the
Om
theater,
because
that
Rail and
was-
I were suspicious of Amnestria, so we hired Om.
That's sad. He's like, I
I mean,
personally,
Om hasn't betrayed us so far as we know.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but in my mind, I wanted her hired on like a probationary basis, where it's like, we want to see how well she did. It's like,
I
was
think
everybody.
we just do that as standard fare.
Yeah, in a right to work
Yeah,
state,
it's-
everyone is hired on a probationary basis.
Yeah, I don't know if Ravnica exactly has the toughest of labor laws.
I mean, they have to. We have like 6 different guilds or something like that. One.
Yeah, is it sitting there? We're going to do all these experiments. But what about OSHA? Oh shit!
Oh, Ferald, I didn't find you at the house, so I didn't get to show you that spell. But Valora didn't get to show it to me anyway. I just had to copy it on my own. I'll have to make that up to you later.
Well, that's all right. Hopefully we can get something worked out. Take my bag. Is the key still like in the bag?
Yes. All your
Okay,
stuff
cool.
is
Just
still
making
in
sure. Awesome. Just checking.
Feredir? Is now a good time for bad news, or is now a bad time for bad news?
Yeah, I'm
Um,
treating. Looks like
Don't. Either way, I'm not sure I'll have any cognition of it, so just fair warning.
here. Feredir, you lay down here. I'll
I
take a
am.
look at it. Well,
So,
lay down more.
you know,
Okay.
that lab with the dangerous non-sentient simic creatures we're supposed to help deal with? It's flooded. Just letting you know, 600 feet of water.
Okay. I mean,
Oh dear.
that's what you do at the basement. Look,
All right.
Simic, they don't do that well with the sump pumps. Keep cutting costs. I'm really not that surprised.
Rail, make a
Again, they really
medicine
like
check.
being underwater anyway. So.
Yes, I was gonna say. I
Yeah,
am.
that's the problem. The creatures might be totally fine underwater if their containment cages break, but the park residents may not be.
Can medicine check.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 17.
His ankle is pretty badly broken. The makeshift splint he made seems to be holding fairly well. Anything short of a heal spell, as in the spell heal,
Right.
or a cure wounds cast at 6th level.
Significantly above my abilities.
Yeah, he needs either a heal spell or a cure wound spell cast at 6th level to restore it to complete functionality immediately. Beyond that, it's just going to need time to heal.
Yeah, this is beyond my abilities to deal with at the moment.
I can bring someone
Cool.
back to life if they've been dead for less than 1 minute, but I can't fix your ankle.
But that's if someone's only mostly dead. Come on.
I mean, of
Yeah.
all of us to break their ankles, to be fair, I'm probably the least
All right.
affected
let's-
by it.
Hang on. Feredir, do you have any jerky or like a wooden rod or something that you can bite down on? This may be a little bit painful.
Kay brings you one of his
Actually,
fetching
just-
sticks.
As a general question, could somebody just make a splint that's not involving one of my magic short swords?
Exactly.
That
I'd
would
like
be
to
nice.
make sure. Yeah, Rail is going to, unfortunately, have to manipulate the broken
I have
joints
a board we can
to
cut.
try to make sure that they're set correctly.
Kay brings you one of his fetch sticks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
like-
want this to heal crookedly, and this is going to be a little bit painful.
Can I have another shot of alcohol first?
Gregor?
One moment. I dig around through my pack. At
You
this
have the
point.
literally unending supply.
Yeah, but we're going to need some special stuff for this. It's like,
Yeah, probably the good stuff.
let's see. All right, hang on. Let's see. I pull out the Biz and Lots Bad Brew High Proof, and I'm like,
Oh shit!
no.
300% alcohol by volume.
Yeah,
no.
in
Like,
flames.
like, the funny thing is that I probably could down that now. I could start drinking that now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, pull out some of. I'm wondering if the red berry wine would be good, or if the slime wine would be better.
The red berry wine is 4% alcohol by volume. The green slime wine is 16% alcohol by volume.
I think I'll hand off one of those. And it's like,
I don't think you're
Veronica,
going to be in a good shape until you're healed to walk to the Red Waste for our for seeing the gruel, though. Unfortunately,
cool.
that's 200 gold a week, or 100. I don't remember.
We do have mounts.
So that
No,
could
I-
affect the income a little bit. Oh, Rail did get to do a divination about the gruel, though.
Yeah, I just down bottle of
Okay.
wine.
We do
I'm
have
just
mounts.
guzzling it down.
sip it. It's like you're going to need it to last through the entire process. It's like,
Make a Constitution
Alright.
saving throw for me, Feredir.
Yeah, he probably stops at half. Did I use that? I think that's an 8.
Okay, Feredir is drunk.
All right.
Oh no.
Well,
Fair,
Mission
Fair
success.
dear, bite down on the chew stick.
Yep.
Right.
Oh,
But no,
he is
don't-
giving pats to Kay.
Kay leans
Okay.
into it.
Good
and
boy.
Rail is going to make sure that the delicate bones of the human ankle are
Kay,
not
I
too
don't care
badly.
what happens. Do not bite him.
Make
This is consensual.
make a medicine
Yeah.
check, please. One
Okay.
more.
I am going to cast guidance on this one. I'm going to reach out
Thank
to
you.
intelligences that man should not know of for help with this, because
Sounds great.
Lord knows ankles are complicated.
She who stands at the gate of darkness, scion of the thousand wolves, mother of black sheep, guide me in setting this ankle.
Pretty
found
much.
That the name of
I'm
that
glad that
dragon,
I
Feredir.
did. 18.
18. There is a loud crack pop, but the ankle is set in place. Feredir, you're unconscious again.
Yeah.
Should we
Drink
heal him
more.
or something?
I can't. This is beyond my ability to heal. My only.
No, I mean for the unconsciousness.
Just slap him in the face a few times. He's drunk. He won't mind. But
Okay.
have you know that probably is very erroneous thinking, but it's like, go ahead.
well, I'm a little busy right here.
Ingrid,
Okay,
what is your,
Ingrid gives him a small slap.
I don't want him to limp the rest of his life.
Ingrid, what is your strength modifier, just to check?
It's a -1. She's a
Okay.
0 damage slapper.
Okay, Feredir, you heal 1 point as Ingrid slaps you.
Healing slaps.
Slap him again.
I don't want to mention what that's actually doing to him.
You do wake up after a
It's
couple
really
minutes. Ingrid
Yeah,
is
the
Well,
slap
it's
is
0
basically,
damage.
literally
It's
a
1
face
minus
massage.
1.
Yeah. You wake up after a minute. Ingrid is lightly going like,
Giving me a facial massage.
Are you okay?
All right, and in the meantime, I'm going to actually work
I've
on
been
building a more
worse.
permanent brace.
okay, you can cobble something together for pretty easily, and Cathal has a healing kit as well. Both of which
Yep,
would have
as
the
do I.
necessity stuff.
I don't suppose she has heal as well, but
She is not a divine caster.
fair enough.
So we found out the dragon's name in the Red Waste.
Oh, great! What's his name?
Zizid.
Cathal's like, if y'all are having a meeting, I need to go. And she picks up Amnesia, who is still unconscious. She has been unconscious for over an hour at this point. Yes.
Can we discuss
Probably not
that one?
too good.
I'm going to put her in the
Thing.
cell.
Is she still wearing the same thing as
Yes,
Ammon?
she is.
I assume that's who Cathal was following on the scrying. Is she
She
still wearing
alive?
the same outfit
Yeah,
as when we
she's wearing
scried?
this. She's wearing the same
Okay.
outfit with the brown cloak.
Is she alive?
Shh. I put her to sleep. It's a basic spell, but it works really well.
Oh. Alright, I was thinking it was a concussion.
No, it's tricky, but with elves, once you figure out how to get past the resistance to it, they're actually super susceptible to it. I can teach you it later. And she heads on
Ooh,
up the stairs.
sleepy elf spell?
Yeah,
Be
Cathal
careful with her.
is a 10th level wizard, a 3rd level artificer. She has a lot of homemade spells.
Enough. Alright,
Can it be done as a ritual?
No answer.
The real question is how... Well, one question is, how much function is Feredir going to have until that heals?
Half movement
I
speed.
mean, I can crawl. I can shoot a crossbow.
If you can crawl, you
So,
can shoot a crossbow.
Well, I can do both. That's
I mean-
basically what I do.
Do you think if we did a donation or something, Aja would be willing to heal one more person?
That's what I was going to ask, yeah.
Griggum, make a history check for me. You have some experience with Aja.
Sure. Look, let me just pull up my character sheet. I do have something. Look.
You could give Selesnya a discount.
16.
This is a bit outside her capacity to heal. Most Selesnya medics that you know can handle small injuries, like, combat injuries, stuff like that. This is more on par with someone who would need to visit a Simic or a Orzhov healing facility.
Yeah, like I hate to say it, but look, the conclave tends to be more into traditional healing, letting stuff take its time to heal itself properly. Like a little bit of aid here and there, maybe dealing with cuts and bruises in short order, but something like this, we're gonna need someone more familiar with bodily functions, like in in-depth sort of way.
Oh, a few guys.
Yeah. Wait, you're awake?
You're awake.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
lock
Yeah.
awake.
You
Alright,
mentioned
yeah,
A
so-
few people.
You to your guild?
I'm actually
Nah, I can do it. Just
Well, do you have to be getting back? I was thinking if not in a couple days, we could grab the rest of those crystals so Rail can get us paid as he wanted to, and perhaps we could find a seller together. But if you have to be getting back,
I don't think I have to be getting back anytime soon.
also, yeah, he was really, really sick before.
yeah,
He's
Rail,
better
Deal
now,
with him
but
first.
Rail and I were too.
Vanchan,
Oh.
I
Don't
still don't feel great.
you
speaking
guys okay?
of, yeah, did you not know about that? As far as I can tell, it must be something to do with that lab that we investigated. Do you not know that this
Which
was a
lab?
possibility? The Izzet lab. The
Yeah,
lab with glowing crystals.
yeah,
That lab.
yeah. The radiation crystal. What about it?
Are you just like,
What? That shit's irradiated as heck. Why did you think I stood in the doorway?
Let's
You
see.
guys never been to a lab?
I was your lab partner?
Ingrid smacks Feredir in the back of
That's
the
Biology
why
head.
I'm most angry at you. Damn it,
Feredir,
Ralph.
you heal another point of bludgeoning.
Wait,
It's 1 minus 1. It's not healing.
wait. I asked the GM
Mhm.
whether Rail would have any concept of radiation poisoning.
Yeah,
And
Rail
the answer
wouldn't.
was no.
Yeah, Rail
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I hate to interrupt all this, but there's one thing we need to get done right away. He's like, and then Grigum rummages through his pockets and his robe in general, and then pulls out the black gem coin. He's like,
Is that made out of the same thing as Leia's thing?
wait, who?
Leia Farkeeper, mistress of Farkeep, mother of Rathin Farkeep, her... I don't know what you're to refer to that relationship as.
I mean, does it look the same to Ingrid?
Yes.
I need to study that type of stone.
Well, unfortunately, this is one of the coins. He's like,
That's also not good.
right.
How did you get one of the... Where did that come from?
Let's just
Just
say
like
that
your key, Ferald.
Ferald,
Let's
can I
just-
have you make a history roll for me?
Let's just say that.
You got it
friend
when he was
takes
tax collecting.
Yeah.
That will be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay. No worries.
Let's just say a
Okay.
mutual friend of ours handed it off to me. He's like,
Are you holding it with your hand?
Oh, yeah, by the way, when you pick up the coin, you have an offer of connection.
no. Just assume that I, at the current state, am declining. It's like
Remember
all
that
connections.
spell about dealing with dangerous things I told you I was gonna go do? For Ferald's
Yes.
key?
Yeah.
Could you set that in the middle of this piece of clay and just fold it over for me? I'm going to be just
Like fondue.
checking on sealing it and getting a read on it while we discuss things, okay?
All right. I'm going to make
I
sure.
needed this for the walking
gets
stick,
put
but
away.
oh well.
I'm going to make sure this gets put away properly. So if you'll excuse me, I get to leave the room.
Are you
What are you
leaving
putting
the
away?
coin with her, or are you...
I'm giving her the impression of the coin, which she wanted.
She
It takes
has-
10 minutes?
It takes an hour.
Hour.
Or did
An
it
hour
go
to do. Hang on. I thought the impression was what she had to examine for an hour.
She can make an impression of it with the clay, but to
Right.
ritualistically create a impression of
Like
the
a-
coin that would be subject to the legend lore or identify spell, it takes an hour for her to ritually cast the magic.
Okay, so can I take the coin now or not? He's like,
It
Not if I'm casting the spell.
but you have the impression. He's like,
yes,
So it takes an
No,
hour
the
for it to
impression-
sink in.
the-
Yeah,
Basically.
it's a magic impression.
okay,
It
hold
takes
it.
an-
to take an impression.
Hold it. So, is the clay bit the part of the legend lore spell? Is what we're saying here.
what happens?
It's not a
Or is that-
legend lore spell.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Like, my understanding that I've been told so far is that this is a spell so that we can have a thing that we can use, so that we don't have to have the item on hand,
Yes, but
and that is separate from the ritual needed to be put. What's supposed to be on the coin, but we don't have to because we now have the impression.
It takes an hour to make the impression. The coin in it.
it's
Why
not just
can't we
a matter of
Hold on.
smushing it.
Okay, then in that case, it's like, why don't we use the coin instead?
Because then someone would have to be in contact with the coin. And if you close the coin that you're already touching in clay for me, and I make the impression, I never have to touch the coin.
Well, what's wrong with touching the coin? He's like,
But if you want to ask that in character, Ingrid's been walking across the room whenever anyone brings any of those out. She literally went halfway down the staircase when opals came out.
okay, seriously, in and out of character. What's wrong with touching the coin? He's like,
It's cursed and it tries to bond with people,
Yeah,
and
I'm
it's
pointing
unknown.
at Rail.
And it can do
Of
things
course.
like big, huge cones of
Hey.
fire out of the air.
Yeah, I'm pointing at Rail. Well, in Rail's general direction, I'm not very
Sober.
precise
sorry.
with my pointing, but he went blind. Remember?
has he attuned to the coin? He's like,
I don't
People
really
were
feel like
fleeing.
taking any. Okay, you didn't see
It's
two of them in the
spirit
same
of
room.
Experiment.
They were different when they're in the same room. They start reacting to each other. If we finish this ritual and I make a copy we can analyze, it won't react like if his key comes out.
why are we spending so much time doing this? It's like, this needs to be secured almost, right away. And it's like, if you can
Well,
just
then
look
secure it, but I won't be able to make the copy.
and do the examination now. It's like,
Like what? An identify? That's 10 minutes, and it requires me touching it.
right, 10 minutes rather than spending an hour and 10 minutes.
You can't do it with one identify. These are
They're
like we did
complicated
identify on
medical
opals, and then Laura did identify on opals, and it's different results. And then we did identify on the key, and it says there's a whole bunch of results, and they all happen at once. It takes intense study of identify, maybe, I don't know, 50 times even. That's not something you want to be in touch with the coin on.
I've had this coin for several days now.
The alcohol is current.
I'm going to ask
Ingrid,
how
it
many of those
peels
days
the
have you
clay
been drunk?
out and dumps the coin on the table and puts the clay back in her bag. Said, then you can stay in touch with it. And puts her stuff away.
Okay,
I'm not
sorry.
touching it to do identify.
Well, I can't identify it. It's like,
That is a problem then. I could if we spent an hour.
do whatever you want with the coin, and I just leave the coin on the table. It's like,
It'll get the clay back out,
Rail, mage hand.
clay into the coin,
Seriously.
flip it
Excellent
over, and
idea.
close the clay.
Yeah, in casting Mage Hand, picking up the coin with the Mage Hand.
This is why you have mage hand.
like seriously,
Well,
even
that and
churches
fixing
require attunement in the first place. It's like,
All right, so Ingrid is spending an hour ritually casting Omarona's clay impression. I'm
Oh,
assuming
this is
she.
that spell, by the way, if you wanted to see how it works. Harold.
This is a
Yeah, I'm
sorcerer.
gonna watch.
This is a spell that can be learned by sorcerers.
Brigham at this point has left the room. It's like,
Yes, I would like to watch.
really,
I guess Rail is
really
just kind of
need to be
standing there, holding the coin in a Mage Hand for the whole dang time.
No, it has to be inside
It
the
has to be
clay.
inside the clay.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
just using mage hand.
Mage
to
hand is
pick
only
it up
1
and
minute.
Put it in the
Yeah.
play. That's what I'm saying.
I thought Mage Hand lasts 5 minutes.
Nope, 1 minute
It's
and then you
10 pounds.
recast.
Oh, fair enough.
No, I just mean mage hand. Pick it up and put it back in the clay, and then she covers it.
I mean,
with
if he
clay,
wants to
and
do
then
that, I smushed the clay onto it to grab it already.
I mean, I
and
feel like we
folded
are
it
getting
over.
bogged down on
That's all right.
semantics.
I will
Yeah.
follow Griggum.
it's really this is something that I cannot participate in, like, because of the nature of who I am. So you never
Okay,
do your studies. It's like, I'm gonna do my stuff. Okay.
So Griggum and Rail have gone one way. Riz and Ingrid are still in the room. What do you do, Feredir? Are you staying?
Feredir is just kind of a captive audience right now. Like he's just like
Like, really, where can
he's kind of.
go?
Kay climbs up on top of Feredir and lays down.
Not the ankles, not the ankles.
Yeah,
Good-
I was
good
gonna ask
boy.
Griggum, did you want to try to do something about that elf?
Well, first question I have to ask you is, why is our chief researcher here instead of there?
Because I need a drink. And because that was all getting kind of chaotic and yeah.
Here, take a bottle.
Actually, while I have a second, I got my Spies Murmur back.
Yes.
Do I have to reattune to it?
No. Your attunement didn't get broke. Your attunement doesn't get broken by taking something off unless it is an item that specifically says removing this breaks your attunement. You don't have to reattune to your sword if your sword requires attunement every time you put it in your sheath.
Speaking of which, Ferald.
But I am specifically calling out that I'm putting the Spies Murmur.
Okay, let's get Ferald kitted up, and then I suppose I can help with the research.
I handed you a bottle of what is it? Apple oak, not ale. It's like wine, it's like red berry wine.
There is apple oak whale. Apple oak ale. Apple oak whale.
There she blows.
Hey, whaling, not illegal in Ravnica.
Champagne cork.
So I don't know if there's any whales left.
Made of good berry wine. That said, it's made of good berry wine, so it might take care of any headache you have.
Gesundheit.
Wait, why didn't I get that?
Let's get Ferald
because we don't want to complicate the healing process on you. You're
Fair enough.
I feel like this conversation is happening just at the doorway, and that is why Feredir, who is trapped under the Great Dane-sized Mastiff, is able to participate in it.
We're getting some cross-feed talk on the Spies Murmur.
I'm sorry you got kidnapped by your crush, Feredir.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, last one made a hole in the wall to watch me while I sleep, so I just have that effect on people, I guess.
Such bad luck when you're actually out looking for people, but then they just come and find you. I guess that's how it should be.
Are tentacles attractive?
No.
Depends on who you are.
Maybe for Choso.
It's attractive to someone somewhere.
Really?
But she didn't dance with you, so I don't know. Oh yeah, she did, didn't she?
Yeah,
on the third dance.
Yeah, she did.
She did dance with you. It's true.
Yeah, it just kind of all evened out in the end. I got to jams with Choso, but I got my ankles broken. I call it a wash.
I did get enough clay to take a key impression if you want a key impression to study. Do you want to go by Ferald or Frizz? Try to use your proper name at the ball and stuff to remember.
I prefer Frizz. Formally, Ferald works, but Frizz, between friends,
Yay, we're friends.
Good, that answers that question, because I'm not allowed to take you to the Shadow Manse unless we're friends.
Oh yeah, also, sorry about getting you wrapped up in kidnapping.
you know, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Let's have an interesting nightlife.
Don't worry about it.
So-
As it do.
So Ingrid is casting the spell. Ferald and Feredir are watching. Where is Grigum and Rail going? Because we got kind of sideways.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm just gonna do the basic, patrol for rumors and whatnot. It's like I'm just leaving because I should just do my stuff now. It's like, I'm gonna do my basic leg work.
Okay. In that case, Rail's going to get back to the magic researchy stuff.
Yeah.
Because to Grigum, it's like, hey, do you want this hour-long lecture on nuclear physics? No.
Since Grigum and Rail both know about
Not
the
even
scrying,
sober.
this is probably a good chance to fill Feredir in. So I'll take that time to fill Feredir in on the scrying.
You will need to actually fill him in on the scrying.
Yes, I know. I'm turning to it.
Oh, here,
So-
please.
And Grigum didn't choose to share any of his visions with anybody, right?
It was more meditative insights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
basically it's everything everyone already knows. Like,
It's just
I think
connections.
and I think during our quote unquote recap the last 30 minutes, I would like to think it implies that they sat there and talked it out for a moment or three.
That's fine with me.
Are you the sort of friend that can keep things under wraps?
Yeah.
kind of a
You had to think
question is
about
that?
it.
That pause was very
Beautiful.
reassuring.
I'm just imagining Frizz just being like, yes.
Pause? What pause? I have lag.
Just like, yes, tell me the juicy secrets.
Pause? What pause? I had lag.
You know, I've
Sure.
been doing some scrying. I did some more yesterday. We were at
Important
the
question.
Selesnya.
Good question. Not scrying me when I sleep, right?
No, I'm
No,
not.
that's my job.
Isolation, that's fine, but for all the experiences I've had recently, I just feel like I really need to know where I stand with.
I spied on
Other
Corral.
I was gonna say, Feredir, don't be silly.
Oh.
I spy on everyone when they sleep.
Like, yeah.
We drew a picture of Corral as we remembered her. She looks different now, and Ingrid gets out the new picture. So she's been making some modifications to herself. I scryed on her, and she was walking underground, like she was swimming with those water things behind her, the ones that were in the lab that attacked us, and the Scion. And they were behind her, and she had like bubbles out of her mouth, and she has a pair of tendrils now, like just like from the wrist, like you.
The
Not like Celia,
freaking
but like-
poser!
I know, and she has the
Feeling your
split, like the Scion did at the mouth now, and gills. She has gills, Feredir.
Good for her, I guess.
And like her eyes glow like bluish gold. And anyway, so I
I
saw
can do that.
the altar. She went up to it while I was scrying. Now, like it's different from when Rail saw it. It's got like an octopus-like thing on top. And you were trying to tell me something about your daggers, and the Scion said they were used for something, but I didn't really catch all of that, so I'm probably going to need an overview. But like, she took her dagger apart, and she took the gem with the energy in it, and she put it in the octopus type thing, in its eye slots.
It vaguely makes sense for a second, like you remember that the extraction dagger has a series of gems along the hilt that when you deal damage to something and extract part of its vital essence, the information of that vital essence is stored in the crystal nature of the gem.
So, does Feredir recap any of that when Ingrid
Yep.
asks? Or, okay, cool.
Well, as best as he can in his state, but yes.
I'm a scientist, I don't know how this works.
So,
Well, no, I mean, like, his explanation is probably very slurred and goes off on some random tangents because he's not quite as focused as maybe
that's-
normally.
Just
And
start
he's drunk
reciting the
still.
periodic
Yeah,
table.
that's what I'm getting.
and you know those water things that attacked the Scion thing, and that he said might come after you? Those were the creatures with her. So you could be
Okay.
in a lot of danger right now, Feredir. Could be attacked and kidnapped. Wait a minute. Again.
Partly attacked and kidnapped.
Okay. I mean, of what little memory I have, that's actually a pretty common occurrence. So.
This happened 3
That
times.
bounty we have.
Still have a bounty?
I mean, no one else has claimed the 10,000 gold, so I guess we still have a
I
bounty.
thought Rail took care of that.
Wait, I
No,
took care
not
of what?
on us. Not on us. No, that one's gone.
Oh, okay, good.
That wasn't a law bounty.
You got to a bounty.
Oh no, huh?
You got a bounty on you?
I feel like when you
Only a personal bounty. We may have pissed off an angel at some point, but it's all good now, and she doesn't live here anymore.
I mean,
And-
who hasn't pissed off an angel?
Well, I mean, we just pissed off another one. I need to tell Feredir this story. So, so I scryed on the Lawmaster.
Ferald, make another history check, please.
are you scried on who?
Oh,
Lawmaster, we have the bounty on that's been writing criminal writs on
Okay.
people.
Sorry, you
One?
kind of
Okay,
broke up
go.
for a second.
well, 3 technically.
So-
but-
I scried on the Lawmaster. It's a fire main angel. Also, she totally noticed my scrying and went, F.
To put this
I don't
into
know if
context,
she knows it was me, but she knows she scryed on.
Ingrid discovered that the serial killer who has been going around for the past year and a half murdering people and carving laws that they have broken into their flesh, into the flesh of their corpse, is an angel.
Okay. Well said.
And I finished the book, but I'm not going to tell you about that.
Well, I mean, isn't there a limited number of angels? I mean, in some ways, doesn't that really narrow it down?
It might narrow it down a bit more. I know what guild she is. She's Boros.
But she had to be one.
Do we know?
Okay.
Do
I mean,
we know?
I feel like
Kind of. We have clues. It's a high suspicion. Ingrid's likely to take anything that's a high suspicion and say it's absolute truth unless anyone calls her on it. So she's saying it's absolute truth.
I mean, it's not true.
honest
definitely
question:
false.
would that be? She know the difference, or is she just such that she believes it to be fully true?
Are you asking about Ingrid?
Yes,
We do an insight check.
that's what I was asking.
I'll give you an answer based on the
I'm
insight check.
Guessing that would probably be a disadvantage, though, considering my state.
Yes.
I don't know.
You're drunk. You have disadvantage on everything.
It's like an
Especially driving.
Never
drive and drink.
11.
11.
I mean, Ingrid seems pretty convinced.
I love that you have, with disadvantage, you roll an 11. With disadvantage, for my goddamn serial killer that I have been having fun with for the past year, I roll a 2 and a 3.
That's how it happens sometimes.
I mean, I'm
We
not
all have
upset.
off days, okay?
I mean,
Just
I'm
got
not.
allergies.
I mean,
she's
I'm not
getting over
upset about it
flu.
and anything, but I'm upset about it. Okay.
I feel like it would probably take like most of the hour for Ingrid to catch Feredir up on the gossip.
Yeah. So, Griggum, the spell and the catching people up is going to run for a couple hours. You said that you were going to try and do some information gathering. What information are you trying to gather, and where are you trying to gather it from?
I think I just want to mostly catch up with what connections I have and just do a general rumor mill, trawl.
Okay. I would say your best bet for that is probably one of the Bloodlaw bars.
Yeah.
Because you have some strong connections there still. There's not a lot of Selesnya bars.
Obviously.
I was just intending to talk while we did the ritual.
Yeah. So making your way to the lean lion, the thin huntress, or the lean lioness, however you want to use it, in whether in common or goblin, you would find
goblin.
Yeah. Then it is the thin huntress, or the lean huntress. Sorry. You would find Vic Bloodlaw, the bartender and the barmaid that you do know in residence there, as well as a number of goblinoid patrons and a few other visiting patrons. Are you looking to talk to anyone in particular, or are you just trying to listen in and get the lay of the land, or asking any questions?
I'm pretty much just going to. Yeah, I don't think I want to. I probably will catch up with the few people I know, but in general, I'm just keeping an ear out to most of what's being said around here.
All right,
if people I know bring up hey, have you heard the latest kind of thing? That's on them, but
okay.
I'm not going to push for it.
Let's see here now. I will do a couple custom rolls Come here.
If it will help, I probably will spend a bit of money too.
Okay.
Especially if I hear something that is intriguing. I'll be like, "Hey, here's a drink. Tell me more."
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll a DC. Huh. All right. So make a perception check for me. Is there anything particular you're listening for?
Yeah, that's a good question. Good question. It's like, well, if I'm actively looking for something, would that not be investigation?
Well,
Like,
this is just listening to see if you hear anything that catches you, and I'm just wanting to know if there's anything that you're listening for in particular.
That's a good question. I think in general, I'm probably wanting to listen to what, like, from an outside view, any goings on by other guilds and whatnot. Like,
Okay.
if they've made any, movements that even people like guildless people are like, what in the world is that all about?
All right.
Like, would me having willing to spend gold like give me advantage, or like is that just part and parcel of gather information at this point?
Right now, we're just doing a perception check to see what you hear. When we move on to the investigation portion, we'll be able to spend gold to affect this.
Oh, right. It's like, well, it's like, let's see here. It's like, so 24?
24? Okay.
Yeah. 18 plus 6.
That'll do. All right. You listen in, and goblins do like to gossip. The primary goblin guilds that goblins are involved with are the Izzet, and the Rakdos and the Gruul.
Yeah. There are a few in Boros.
There are a few in Boros too, but most of them go to Boros bars.
Right. True enough.
The conversations that you hear range from a few people talking about the final steps of the rebuild after the Gruul invasion, how guilds are hiring guildless to do a lot of the finishing work there. Let's see here now. The Rakdos, there are a number of Rakdos goblins that are talking to each other about the upcoming slaughter games that are planned for sometime next month. Let's see here now. The Izzet are talking about something highly technical. What is your intelligence modifier?
0.
Alright, go ahead and make me just a straight intelligence roll then. Since you don't have a negative in it, it may be something that at least you'll overhear.
1.
They're talking about something highly metaphysical and metaphorical. You think they keep on using the phrase "stone from the space between space."
Oh boy. Yeah, no. Beyond my understanding, but I'll make a note of that in case I can ask what people I know directly among what that means.
Let's see. There is a few Gruul adjacent goblins that have wandered down from the Red Wastes to get a drink or two. They aren't paying in gold, but or coinage. You get the impression that they're either trading in labor or they brought some goods of some sort to pay for their drinks. But they're mostly just yelling at each other and picking fights with anyone that they can and breaking, like on the sly, breaking mugs and stuff.
I think.
And with that, we will move on to the investigation portion. So, what are you wanting to investigate, and how much gold are you wanting to spend on this investigation?
So, here's a mad lad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I might end up striking a conversation with the Gruul. Like,
okay.
And I kind of want to spend the gold because I want us to bond, not over drinks, but probably over a brawl, and then having to pay for the damages afterward.
Okay, how much gold are you
And then
looking to?
just have
Okay,
Mm.
keep going.
I'm not sure how cheap this place is, as in terms of furnishings. And
It's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You've known Vic Bloodlaw for about a year now, and she is the unofficial leader of the Bloodlaw gang, and the Lean Huntress is kind of a front for her criminal organization.
So will 10 gold cover any possible damages?
Oh, here's
Or
what
is
we're
that-
going to do. For every 5 gold you spend, you will you get to add a +1 to your roll. And however much gold you want to spend is up to you.
I mean, investigation is at +4 already. A sizable amount of gold on hand right now, so I don't want to spend too much. Let's go for 15. For
15,
what,
so that's
7?
plus, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and make your investigation roll.
And I think the overall situation with the girl that I want is to start getting a bit of a, I don't know, a reputation with at least some of the, I want to say cultivate a positive relationship while at the same time hey, what's going on out there, since we do have an upcoming job to head out there, is there anything that we should be watching out for or whatnot among
Okay.
the rank and file or whatnot? So +7. I am just wow. Okay. So if the hang on, 25?
25? Okay.
Yeah. 18 +7?
That.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah. Over the course of what starts as a hey, good to meet ya, that then leads into what you doing, and to a friendly brawl. You end up outside the tavern with the 2 Gruul, nursing a couple bumps and bruises, and the end results of a table being broken over someone's face.
And I'm sharing some of my alcohol with them as well, and it's just arms over each other's shoulders, being like,
They are talking about how a lot of the clans near the edge of the Red Waste have pulled back because of hostilities caused by the Burning Claws invasion, and how a couple of the clans have sent new people to the Burning Claw to challenge them, including someone who is actively trying to take over the Burning Claw clan from Zasad, the Eater of All. So there is some internal Gruul politics that have been happening that involves leadership fights. And many of the other clans have pulled farther back into the Red Wastes, to the point that they're more remote locations than they were previously.
Alright, well, that sounds good and interesting. I know this would be going on a limb. Does anyone remember what the name of that boyfriend was? Can I get any information about him? Possibly? That's going out on a limb because they're different clans, and I don't know if they're in the same clan, but
make another investigation roll for me. You don't need to spend any gold or anything like that.
But do I keep the bonus?
Yes.
Not as impressive, but an 18. It's like,
18. They kind of look at each other. And, don't really spend time with anyone. Wait. And they kind of stop and they like talk back and forth. Oh, he's one of they don't do but they like to, at the edge with they don't really do the fight, but they do the, like, oh, I'm there too. They may be a little drunk and punch drunk.
Yeah, and they are pretty much be like, yeah, there's the thing with the yeah, and then it does the yeah, and it's like just not letting anyone complete a clear sentence, but just a lot of emotions, and it's like, gotcha. He's not in it for the war, he's in it for the love. Quote unquote. Maybe. It's like, that's what I'm picking up. It's like, as Grigum. Like, he's here to mingle. But yeah, that's pretty much most of what I got right now if you want to swap back to the rest of the crew.
Right. Well, actually, I'm going to swap us over to a break because we hit the 2-hour mark. So,
we did.
Also, I know we spent an hour, and that must have taken at least an hour for Grigum. We need to see what Rail did for the hour.
Yeah.
I said Rail was coming back to help out with researching the...
Okay, so you were there for the scrying conversation then.
Yeah, I was part of the conversation. I chimed in a few times and you
Okay.
responded.
I got confused because originally you said you followed Grigum out, so I was...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he told us that he was watching all of us sleep, and I said, yeah,
Okay,
that
cool.
doesn't surprise me.
Wait, Rail's watching you all sleep?
I said I scry on everyone when they sleep.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, we're going to
Including
go on a
Nirvana.
break.
Even though she's
that
right
doesn't
there
sleep.
in the
What?
chair beside the bed.
Well, we don't know
Okay.
Mavana doesn't sleep yet, because Rail hasn't told us.
Fair.
What?
It was established last game that Mivana does not sleep.
What? You go through my trash? It's like, please, I go through everyone's trash.
Exactly.
I like that no one questioned the fact that Cathal just said, I was doing basic surveillance. Just casually implying that she does surveillance on everyone.
Well, I mean, Ingrid didn't mention she scryed on her. So she was like, I really can't throw stones on this one. She's kind of just let her get away with saying it.
I mean, she would not be a good major domo if she did not.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're going to go on a short break. We'll try and be back here in about 15-20 minutes. If we run a little long, sorry. During this break, we'll run a ad or two to just, help our revenue source some. You don't have to stick around for that, but if you do, hey, thank you. We'll be back with the second half pretty quick. I don't know where this is going, but I'm having a lot of fun, and I think everyone else is too. I would like to, again, thanks to Thesaurus Rex for subbing. We appreciate it. I can't think of anything else, so I'm going to click this button that changes it to intermission. We'll be back shortly. Okay, so the good news is I have just unmuted us. So,
Okay.
I mean, they can all hear us now. Everyone in the chat can hear us talking.
Hello,
Like,
lovely
the-
people.
And
Anyone in the chat want to see Feredir introduce everyone to his secret Simic base?
and now I clicked that thing, and now suddenly they see all of us. They can see us, and they can hear us. I think we may be back from break.
So everyone, vote about Feredir's super secret base.
I don't think that's how that works.
Why does caffeine make me sleepy?
I'm a charisma caster. It might be how that works.
I'm a
never
charisma
know.
caster. It makes sense because I want it to make sense.
I'm very persuasive,
I'm the
actually.
one with the voting box. Excuse you. It's like,
Well, this is for the audience, but if you want to come back and vote,
I mean,
for Feredir's sake, I feel like we should take a vote on this.
voting box sounds mildly inappropriate, so I am all for its use.
I mean, If you come back and you take a vote, poor Feredir won't have to suffer so long.
So yeah, your investigation took maybe an hour, hour and a half of going places, talking, hitting people with tables, and stuff like that. You going to continue your investigation, or are you going to head back to the agency?
That's for you, Grigum.
Why do I keep on getting dropped? What?
After the first hour, I probably helped make everyone a snack for lunch. The agency. Since Amnestria won't be doing it.
What is wrong with their network connection? Testing. Can everyone hear me?
I can hear you, Grigum.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
hear him? He asked you
Yeah, no,
after
I'm
an hour to an hour and a half if you were going to keep investigating or go back to the agency.
Depends on what you guys do.
Well, I mean, for one, you don't know what we're doing, and for another, the ritual only took an hour.
Right.
It'll be
but
done by
I
the
also,
time you get back.
But meta-wise, I'm not going to keep pushing for something if, it makes more sense if we come back together.
I mean, do whatever you feel like.
I've already done my bit. It's your turn. Worry about me later.
We were just waiting for you to get back, and I made him food. You've already been gone longer than an hour, so we're done with the ritual.
Then I'm back at base. I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Okay, so you're heading back to Basin. All right.
Yeah, you gave me downtime. I spent it, so I can't do anything else but go back, right?
Well, I mean, you could head off into the Red Waste on your own.
That's a really good idea.
You could go to the harbor and abscond with a boat in a tax collector outfit.
Look, we already did that bit. Let's move on.
So about maybe 30 minutes after Ingrid finishes the ritual, Grigum finds his way back to the agency with some information to report from his fact-finding excursion.
Ingrid gives him snacks.
Right. I've had plenty.
You should get a brief from Pan.
Huh?
You should get a brief from Pan.
Yeah, we should do that before we do whatever. But I'm more concerned about your health right now.
Don't worry about it.
It'll be okay in
Okay.
5 to 6 weeks.
Grigum, I need you to call a vote, okay? Ingrid's saying this out loud, but she's miming
It's her
it's
back
quietly. She's not using spice, remember. To call a vote on whether Feredir should go to his Simic and get himself
Self
healed.
check.
Because he is being super passively aggressive whiny, and I'd like him back on his feet now, please.
Stealth check.
Oh, she's not saying it quietly. She's just miming like she's saying it quietly.
Oh, I'd like to make a stealth check.
I'm not telling you not to. Go ahead.
Does he get
That's,
disadvantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get disadvantage.
Yeah, that's a 18 and a 20. So that's a
See, but Kay's still laying on top of you.
stealth. Just wiggling around her and escaping from the thing while she's talking about calling a vote to
So-
visit her lab.
So what is your total roll?
18 plus 7, whatever that is, 25.
Look, all I was going to do was just blankly look at Ingrid and then yell, Feredir, go to the Simic.
I mean,
There's no need for a vote. I'm pulling it. I'm pulling rank here right now.
you could go to the Orzhov instead if you want.
With the 25, do I sneak past my teammates?
I don't know.
With 25,
Question
you're
is
hidden.
how stealthy Kay is, too.
Do I need to roll stealth for K?
Yeah.
You could just tell him to stay. I was like,
Okay, K got a...
Psyche doesn't have a disadvantage.
20 dirty.
Nice.
Okay, so Ingrid turns around and looks like we need to vote on him going to the, and there's no one in there.
Rail,
First off, it's like, firstly, it's like, we don't need to make a vote. This is a non-negotiable thing. It's like, secondly, he's gone. It's like,
Rail?
So like, Feredir and Kay just Batmaned their way out of the...
Well, here's the thing. Rail has a passive of 20.
Oh, I do.
Ah,
So,
but it's Rail there.
Well, no. I have a passive of 22.
Yeah, he's there.
so Rail, you're spending time with Ingrid. Grigham returns. You watch as Feredir kind of half vanishes, and then two tentacles reach down from the ceiling and lift Kay up off of the couch.
Oh dear. I am just going to quietly use the spy's murmur on, single message mode. And
has
That's really
modes?
the only mode we have is either single message or whole area, anyone within a mile that has the spy's murmur. We don't have a group channel.
I was about to say,
True.
we have modes?
Yeah,
We do have modes.
I mean,
yeah. One
I
is
thought we
either
were
way,
playing. I thought we were playing telephone for ages, and it's like where it's like, hey, one person messages one person, in
Y'all
order
do.
for another person to get involved, they have to, bounce that off to the other person, being like, hey, this person said this. And it's like,
yeah. The
Right.
other mode is
I didn't.
anyone with one of these can hear everything that happens around you.
Now, see, I never knew we had that. It's like,
Yeah, we have that.
all right. Either way,
I never
I'm
knew.
just going to message.
One of those.
Going to mentally message Feredir. Please don't get into too much trouble. And not going to visibly react, because I understand the need to sneak off with a dog and just do whatever.
Yeah, I like to think the moment we realize that Feredir is, gone, is like, or at least
Yeah, dude.
we believe he's gone. Like, Grigham, at the very least, is going to be like on Spy's Murmur, going, "Go to the Simic. You need to get healed. We need you now."
The real
Ooh.
question with is when are we going to get Kay a spy's murmur? Because Kay is obviously the brains of the operation.
See, Feredir vanishes. Y'all look around. Y'all see Kay is still there. Y'all look around to see Feredir. You look back and Kay is missing.
Yeah, no.
We have a drunk Feredir on the loose again.
again.
I think after an hour, he sobered up a little bit.
I mean, between drink and probably painkillers, I think you're still maybe slightly loopy.
Not painkillers, just pain.
Pain.
All right.
Without
well,
love.
His fish doesn't mean he drinks like
gave-
one.
Yeah, like I
Until-
gave you an entire bottle. You didn't say you finished it off, so
No, I
I'm-
drank about half before you said don't
Yeah.
drink the whole thing.
Yeah,
Until
So-
he gets back, I guess we're not dealing with the Simic lab.
Suppose not. Although,
either case, he needs to get healed, and I hope he is going to get healed, because otherwise we can't do anything. Like,
Feredir, are you going to go get healed?
Yes.
Okay, tell us when you're done, because your lab's flooded and we need to do something about it.
and if the lab's flooded, I doubt that what we find down there is going to be similar to what we found last time we were down there.
I mean, if nothing smashed, they were in fluids before and they were contained and working.
Yes, but the question is who flooded the lab and why? I think we may find either nothing or we may find things that we don't want to encounter too closely.
I wish we'd gotten dynamite before we went. Well,
Fishing with dynamite.
we were in a bit of trauma after that party, I suppose. So, the other party, Frizz, not that party. So, I mean, I guess emotionally we needed the time to recoup, but I really wish we could have dealt with that when we cashed in our favor with the postal service.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know much about this, but at least about the lab. We're trying to kill things in water.
Right. So there is what was at one point a non-sanctioned Simic research lab. It's where Feredir and I used to work.
I
Okay.
didn't know they were non-sanctioned working there. It's
We
complicated.
thought it was above board.
Rail woke up there after 3 days of missing memories with a dagger
Hey,
in
let
his
them
gut.
character talk.
Oh,
Yes, I still
fine.
don't know exactly how that happened.
Oh, Cathal explained
Here
that.
comes
Find out eventually.
Or Corral explained that.
here comes the bringing the new character and Buffy up to speed on what's happened.
I thought she was still all like cryptic about that when I asked.
She said Rail surprised me and I had to stab him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I rewatched it recently. It's in the new notes.
Okay. Well, that
So-
explains that.
So the non-sanctioned lab, it turned out that this guy that was keeping people that he shouldn't and doing mental experiments and pulling stuff from other places into them, it had a bunch of chambers in there.
There were creatures in tubes.
Hmm.
Unclear whether they... I think we determined that they were grown, not like individual innocents who had been like transformed, I believe.
They didn't have proper sapience. They were
Right.
just all grar and
Yes.
and not. Yeah.
They
So
were
we were-
potentially immensely dangerous.
Remember, I said we were looking for dynamite. That was going to be our backup plan to close off the tunnel.
So we need to kill those things.
Ideally, quite so.
So I'm gonna just a little bit of lightning between my fingers, just like the water.
Well, I had a plan that it's this terraforming spell, or that wouldn't have hurt their containers and should have started killing them. That theoretically we could have done from a bit back, but electrifying the water before we go down could make sense, just in case any of them are loose. I do like that addendum to the plan.
They did all seem rather aquatically inclined in terms of their mutations.
I will say this is not necessarily a job we're getting any pay for. It's just cleanup,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Yeah, the only jobs y'all have
Stop
are...
doing things without a contract.
Well, I mean, you have 2 jobs that are lined up to pay you. There's like the
Almost.
Azorius dude that's going to pay you $200 a week to protect him when he's out at the Red Wastes. Or, sorry, 200 gold per week. And then there's the 10,000 gold bounty on the Lawmaster.
These things are aware. We just don't want this. Well, I'll go back into character. Well, the problem is the Selesnya are taking over this park soon. And it would be not a wonderful surprise if someone went in there and perhaps tried to save these creatures and perhaps release them. Quite dangerous.
This part of the city has had enough trouble lately with the gruel and all that. They don't need confused, murderous abominations wandering about, eating people.
However, if it's not water damage, there could be some interesting equipment in there, all the life support systems and things.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
a huge murderous abomination is skittering across the sidewalk
You are,
towards the Simic lab.
you are decidedly
You're
not
medium-sized.
murderous. You're lovely.
You're medium-sized. Huge means like 15 feet on a side.
Yeah.
You are neither huge nor murderous.
Well,
I mean,
And you are
Murderous.
well, it's not huge.
to our viewers, I
You're not murderous
apologize if
towards
the
me.
video is a little choppy. I keep on getting dropped frames. I'm not sure what's happening. I am investigating it. Continue, please.
Is the answer Discord is terrible? The
Uh,
answer is often
No,
Discord
it's
is terrible.
streaming.
Do
it's
you need to reload or anything? Would that help?
short of stopping the stream, taking everything down, and figuring out what's going on with the network. There's nothing I can do beyond monitor it. We haven't gone over 25%, and it's every 3 minutes. It looks like, which tells me it is a network issue. But
Well,
it's
friends, I was
growing. It started at 15%, and we're up to 26%.
Well, Frizz, I was thinking I'm still feeling a little bit bad from those crystals. I don't know how you're doing, but we do need probably at least another day's rest before we go back and try to lay claim to those and then find a buyer. Might take a look at the lab, see if there's anything we can do today, and then maybe see about getting paid tomorrow. Maybe do some more scrying about that case. I don't know. I can check with Cathal and see if there's anywhere you could stay tonight if you want.
That would be full. I still might need some sort of healing from all the radiation I took in. Unless the stuff healed me before? Question mark.
Can I examine and determine whether he's still suffering from radiation poisoning?
Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check.
I forgot, these are supposed to be at disadvantage.
Yep.
19.
He does not appear to...
My specialties.
He looks tired, but he does not currently appear to be suffering from any disease.
Ah, yes. Honestly, a few nights' rest should put you back in order. Myself as well. Once the contagion itself, or whatever it is, has been resolved, the body seems to be able to repair itself. Just takes time.
Okay.
You wanted to see the lab.
Lords Belono, I could use a few
It's
nights
not-
sleep.
It's mostly Rail's lab now that Feredir's back in touch with his Summit group and he's got a lab on base. But, I mean, we set up 2 benches and everything. So Ingrid's going to go and give, like, the little tour.
All right.
All right.
So you are
This is our
shown
lemon.
around the
And these are-
underground complex that is the Second Sight Agency. There are several rooms that are personal rooms. There are 3 different setup rooms that are functioning as some variant on a laboratory theme. One has exercise equipment in it for some reason. There is the common space that y'all had been occupying previously. That down on the floor below is the transit hub that y'all arrived through, as well as the small pin that did not have any animals currently staying in, I do not believe. Pardon, sorry,
currently.
I have terminal exhaustion.
They would have come back with us from the Selesnya.
Oh, right, yes. Then there are 4 large bipedal cricket-like creatures known as dromids in the pin. They have kind of malted green-brown exoskeletons and would just be placidly chewing on mushrooms.
There's 5. I brought Opal's back because I
5.
didn't want to leave it with Valora.
And this one is Styx, and he is the best.
Okay.
Alright.
The upper floor
Yes,
is a large meeting chamber with several holding cells along the back wall, one of which is occupied. There is a small armory and a small library attached to the main first floor. A central staircase towards the back of that open area leads up to a crenulated roof with a small garden that has been started up there, and a kind of sniper's nest of sorts.
Very unhappy.
And some birds. And I
Oh,
take a
yeah.
minute and renew the birds.
There are currently 10 undead birds just kind of swarming around the area.
I renew the enchantment on the birds while I'm there.
Alright. Are you sending
So
them
yeah, I
back
didn't
to...
use any of them as clay pigeon.
I just
Are
have
you
them
happy?
to go off the edge where they're not as visible. and just stand around in various poses like garden statues for now.
Okay.
Okay. That's fair.
I was gonna say, no, you're fair, and Feredir is fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
At first it's like,
make a
some of these birds look familiar.
make a perception check for me, all of y'all that have gone up to the roof.
Okay.
Right, with disadvantage.
Mine's at disadvantage too, and I think Frizz too, so.
Oof.
In retrospect, maybe I should have took you guys along to heal the radiation.
Dirty 20, which is lower than my passive.
That's okay.
A 10, but Watcher got a dirty 20.
Okay.
19.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that since there is no way to stealthily cross the street from the rooftop, you can see Feredir carrying Kay in his tentacles, kind of scuttling across the street towards the Blackstorm Asylum.
Wait. Good watches, it's the checks if he goes in there.
You see him go through what was once an enclosed yard, up to the doorway, knock on the door, and after a minute enter when the door is open for him.
Ingrid's scowling.
Feredir, you are allowed into your lab by the kind of lanky, red-haired human that you've seen functioning as your boss's as an assistant before. He looks over you. He's, you can leave the dog there, and then he kind of leads you down to one of the medical bays.
Yeah, I kind of had a mishap and broke both my ankles. If I could get that fixed, that'd be great.
He looks and it's like, yeah, we can do something about that.
Define something.
He goes and gets a saw.
You're going to mend them the way they.
Do you want them fixed?
Also, this is not a yes.
Okay, this is how I fix them. Hold on, I need to get you a local
I'd
anesthetic.
like to see your manager.
He stops for a moment and he's like, fine. He sets the saw down. And after a few minutes, Jornan comes in. The Vidalkin you recognize as the one who's
What
testing?
just happened? I see you.
Okay. Feredir, Tux, Zid, okay.
Okay.
Giving it a minute.
Sorry, you cut off after he put the saw down.
Yeah, hold on. We're having some technical difficulties on our end.
Yeah.
Ziz, can you hear me, hon? I think something may be going on with our network. We're up to 30% dropped frames on this thing.
Ooh,
Shoot.
Huh.
Can we,
should we call it early? Like,
Or maybe at
started-
least try restarting.
Let's see here now. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Oh good, Zizva's typing. Your stream is experiencing minor issues. No, really.
You Twitch.
minor?
Okay, she lost Feredir. She's trying to reload. Okay, getting a little ridiculous. Kay is a good boy.
Kay is an excellent dog.
So I'm going to run a quick network diagnostic. It's connected. Troubleshoot network.
Sometimes it's just the Twitch stream. It just
It's.
counts
I mean,
in a bad way.
it doesn't look like it has anything to do with Twitch. Like, the connection to Twitch itself is fine. It looks like the stream program is, the bandwidth is fluctuating a lot. It's like jumping from 0 to like 15 kilobits per second and then back to 0. And then,
Oh, shoot.
yeah.
Also, my house smells absolutely amazing right now. My husband's making cinnamon rolls.
Oh, that sounds good.
Why would you share such destructive information?
It smells so good. But I can't
Well,
eat
damn
anything
you
yet.
and your cinnamon rolls.
I'm
If
not.
only we had the technology to share cinnamon.
Okay.
Virtual cinnamon rolls.
Oh, hey,
Hello.
hi, hon.
I'm on
Whoa.
speaker, I think. Am I audible?
Ooh. Oh,
You're
whoa.
on.
You're on your phone. That is obvious.
I'm gonna try again on the other thing then, never mind. Let me see if I can get it to go.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay, for some reason doing it on
Yay.
the phone and coming back fixed it, because I tried to load on here 5 times and it wouldn't load.
I think
But I guess the phone, like, it resets some settings when I came back. I don't know.
I don't know what's going
Oh,
on. Our
weird.
network seems to be mildly foobarred. If only I could get into our AT&T account directly to yell at them about it.
You have hit a maintenance window.
I have no idea. Alright, we all seem to be back. If our frame rate drops to over 50% dropped, which I expect it is going to because it has been steadily increasing by like 2% every 3 minutes, I'm going to call it, because at that point it's going to be basically just stills being sent to Twitch.
Did I miss anything?
No, we stopped once everything started freaking out.
Okay.
I already have several crystals placed throughout the room, and they are not helping, Meryl.
Well, it's geomancy. You need necromancy.
I am not allowed to kill things. We have been over this.
Okay.
You need to kill things. You just need to bring them back.
Okay, now I think we've lost what the term necromancy means. It's like, but it basically is to divine things through dead things. It's like
Yeah.
anything that's mancy is basically information gathering. It's like not
Truth.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been reading Exalted again and Shadowrun. I have 5 different PDFs open of 3 different games.
Rail and Ingrid's trip to the crypt should be interesting.
Oh,
Assuming that happens.
Oh, that's right. Y'all are going to did y'all set a specific date?
We said after we got back from the Red Waste.
Okay, but y'all didn't set a specific date. Okay,
We have not.
I'm looking forward to that because the ossuary. I can't say the word. Damn it.
I mean, I'm not the one who originally asked to go, so if she won't let me actually talk to them, I'm not interested. If I'm not allowed to talk to them, I'm not interested.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Feredir, after the implication that you are going to have your ankle sawn off is rejected, after a little bit, Jordan shows up and he's like, "Oh, hello, Feredir. You wish to... Oh, your leg does not look right."
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a doctor.
Do need to get that fixed.
Well, we have a couple options for you. Would you like to peruse a catalog, or I can just give you a couple best practices?
I just have them working the way they worked before.
Well, you can do that by just waiting.
Yeah, but like faster.
I see. It's really more of an is it thing, but we have been experimenting with a few things that could do that. Can you come back tomorrow night?
Sure.
Okay. That should give us enough time to get the equipment from our Is It Contact and get it set up and integrated.
Okay.
Alright. Do you have anything to report, or...
I'm in pain.
I can fix that for you. He
Report.
goes over and he gets a needle. A syringe. And he just, like, walks over to you and
Will that not
jabs
be
it into
out?
your neck. You are numb.
Hello.
I was about to say, I have a sudden urge to listen to the entire catalog of Pink Floyd.
You're fine. You just can't feel your body.
Well, this is awkward.
Well, you
I
can't
need my
feel your
body.
face when he's with you.
Like, that should last for about an hour.
Hey,
Are you sure
See-
you don't want us to take care of this now?
fine, take care of.
I think we could probably open up, remove the broken bone, and replace it with a coral additive.
Go on. I didn't say no yet.
I mean, we're experimenting with, various reef structures to act as oceanic reinforcements for areas that are experiencing, sinkage. So, we are
So-
developing very powerful and resilient types of coral.
Is it gonna be as strong as bone?
Our current tensile strength tests have it somewhere rated like, not magnesium or iron, but definitely, capable of forming a support structure.
Wait, so can I just kick the literal shit out of things after this?
You couldn't before? It is a matter of
So
targeting.
what's the waiting list on this? Do I
mean,
need
I
to
can-
come on an empty stomach? I did just eat.
Here, I just need you to sign this, and he'll go and get a piece of paper, and, you're halfway prepped.
He has the paper, but it keeps slipping out of his hand because he's numb. He can't maintain a
Aw.
grip. He's like, it's just sort of like.
Yeah. Oh, you've turned
He
into Ace
has no
Ventura.
ability to control his grip.
So, and he gives you a pen.
Are you gonna be back tonight, Feredir?
Go ahead and sign these papers, and I will go and get this stuff.
If they keep you overnight, let us know. Maybe Frizz can borrow your room.
I have several objections to that,
Hmm.
and I'm not sure why.
Just keep us posted.
Okay. Also, don't rough up Amnestia.
How did I do that?
Just
Names are
in
hard.
general, if you could ask Cathal not to
I was gonna go to Cathal anyway to check if there's a place we can put Frizz for the night, an extra cot or something. I'll ask her. Okay.
Yeah, this. I think there may have just been a misunderstanding. I don't know if she was really had like hurtful intent to you guys, so it's kind of
Okay, I'll go find Cathal.
also possibly could be related. Amnestria and I, not you and I.
Okay.
I mean, I guess that's also a possibility.
What?
Technically.
I'm gonna go find Cathal. Enjoy your pain meds. Let us know if you won't be coming back tonight.
Dude, have you listened to Rush? Like, I mean, really listen to Rush.
Oh my god.
So,
okay, Feredir.
Just listen.
so after about 30 minutes, Joral rolls in a medical table with like several chunks of coral about this size in various hues of like gray, green, brown. It's like, well, did you get the paper signed?
At this point, like, the paper's just on the floor and he's just like prone signing it because he's given up on trying to hold the papers with this.
That is good enough for me.
Pen's kind of like really weird grip because he's completely numb.
That's
It probably would suffice.
That's excellent. That is good enough for me. And he'll kind of like half scoop Feredir up and drop him back down on the table. So now, just to check, and he kind of like pinches Feredir's cheek. Feel that? Do you feel that?
Feel what?
Okay, good. Then he goes down and he kind of pinches the ankle. There is like a audible like sound as he does so. Do you feel that?
Wait, do you have chips?
Yes.
I have some. Oh wait, surgery. Sorry.
So, over the course of the next hour and a half, he removes the impromptu splint that Rail constructed. Pretty well done. I mean, not, medical grade, but pretty well done.
Yeah, we kind of
I
had
am
to improvise.
offended.
He opens
Also,
up... Go ahead.
Oh wait,
I'm kicking myself for not thinking of this about 10 minutes ago. It's Zytric goes in a little glass vial. A little glass vial?
A
A little glass vial.
could
And then
I
you're
have
ready
the
for
broken
surgery.
bones? If you're just
Surgery.
gonna, throw them away. I think Kay would like the bones.
Oh, no. This is too much of a choking hazard for, Where did you get him, anyway? He's a really big dog.
Yeah. He's a good boy, though.
Okay. So over the course of this, he opens up Feredir's ankles, goes about maybe a half inch above where the break is.
Oh, that's new.
Just completely removes the ankle on both ends and starts kind of like shaving coral. It's like, here, hold this. And I'll hand him a piece of coral, and she's like using a rasp to shape it. It's like, let's see here. Does that fit? Yeah, that does that. And inserting like a little metal splint into the bone.
Just as a note, Feredir is very meticulously tracking that hour time. Like, making sure that an hour does not pass while this is going on.
Well, this takes an hour and a half.
Yep,
Well,
that's
he's
what he
going to
said.
basically demand another shot at 45 minutes.
It's fine. It's fine.
No,
Well,
it's not!
here, breathe this, and he'll put like a rag up to your face.
Smells like chloroform.
It's actually either. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing.
Yeah, I always get those two confused.
He's like, he inserts a metal splint into the bone to act as a joiner, fits the coral base into the splint, and then starts basically hand carving and assembling a ankle bone, which he then does the same splint into the foot, and then with a pop hammer jams it back together into something resembling an ankle. So you may have some extra articulation. Don't worry too much about it.
Wait, am I double jointed now?
It's kind of a
And then
cup and
some.
ball situation.
Ankles don't usually bend that way.
You know the
The
shoulder joint.
ballerina.
You know the shoulder joint, how where you have the ball and it sets into the into there, and it can go all sorts of wiggly wobbly.
But it's still structurally sound at all points of articulation, right?
I mean, sure.
Cool!
And you'll
Okay,
start
yeah.
like sewing the sewing the leg back together. So, all right, so that'll take I don't know, 4 weeks to heal fully. So don't put too much pressure on that. Try not to run. Ideally, do not stand. Avoid exposure to any intense energy bursts.
Oof.
Yeah, I noticed Feredir didn't ask about the recovery
define
time for this.
intense.
Any low level, like lightning, I mean, anything stronger than like a
Ooh.
shock could be a problem. We don't know. Oh, wait, we've been disconnected.
Shit.
It says
Yeah.
reconnecting on the stream.
No.
I wonder how long that's been going on.
Stream has disconnected, attempting to reconnect. It happened 2 minutes ago.
Gotcha.
Oh. That's a big rip on the lightning stuff. Now I gotta be careful.
I mean, you don't know about it yet.
That's what's worries
I mean,
me.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the doctor basically goes like, okay, so don't put too much weight on it, don't run on it, don't be careful with it for the next few days. Avoid any excessive bursts of energy. We don't know how this strain of cold will react. It could just, be fine. It could be like, some explosive growth. It could be some explosive. All in all, I would say you're fine. You're probably fine. This is made to operate in an aquatic environment. Your blood is kind of close to an aquatic environment, so it should be fine.
Okay, so
In
drink
conclusion-
plenty of water is what you're saying.
Always drink water.
In conclusion, anyone who thinks that Rakdos know how to throw good parties does not hang out with the Simics enough.
You sure the stream's back on? I'm getting a network error.
It does take a
page.
few minutes to
I mean,
for
the
the
thing
stream
says...
delay.
I mean, it says it's going, but it's in the red. And I'm getting like 60% frame drop rate. The bitrate is super low. Let me try and refresh my stream connection.
I can't load it on Twitch, is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm refreshing
Yeah.
my Twitch connection. Hang in there, we're loading your activity, connecting to chat. Because the bitrate is like abysmal.
Yeah.
And the bandwidth is having all sorts of problems.
I kind of want to vote for an early end, like on this.
It'd be nice if we were back online long enough to just kind of sum it up and say Feredir's there for at least an hour and a half, and we'll get back to everything.
Yes, that would definitely. Just get on for like
Couldn't even make my NBA joke.
Well, I mean, I'm doing what I can.
I know.
There's only
tech is a pain in the ass.
There's only so much I can do, especially with this issue that I have not experienced previously. But I can tell you we're up to 98.3% dropped frame rate.
Jeebus.
Yeah.
God damn.
Twitch, get your shit together.
This isn't on Twitch. I think it's on our network.
ISP, get your shit together.
I mean, I can shut the whole thing down, try and bring it back up, just so we can do a sign-off. But it'll be a pain in the ass when I come to upload it to YouTube, but alright, give me a minute. stream. It says we're connected and streaming. The bitrate is still shite.
We got this.
The metrics is still showing like a huge dropped frame rate, like almost 99%.
Oof. That's okay. We just need to sign off.
I don't know if we can.
Worst comes to absolute worst, we can do it through text.
Yeah.
I would really like y'all to just do that so I could take this down, shut off my computer, take apart the network, and start figuring out what's going on.
Okay.
We're having some extreme technical issues. Hi, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching this on YouTube. We have been having persistent problems lately, and they are coming to a head. We will hopefully get this fixed before next week. If you will excuse me, I am going to take apart everything that I can to try and fix this now. Everyone, for the YouTube stream, feel free to say your sign off or anything like that. It will be uploaded.
All right.
Because,
Meryl, do you want to go first?
yeah, I mean, we're at least recording. We're recording to my PC.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah. Y'all take care. And hopefully next week we'll have no technical difficulties. It will work perfectly the first time. And forever. No technical difficulties ever again.
Hey, maybe while Tux is
Oh, we're
in
back.
surgery, we can take Frizz over to see Spanner.
Surgery. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Surgery.
Oh,
Surgery.
wow. That is choppy. Yeah, we're at to 98.1% drop frame rates. Essentially, we're having a single picture go out every 2 minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you
Let us-
just hit an ISP like maintenance.
I'm
Yeah,
not
let's,
sure.
Let's finish this up.
Also, do you have
Let's finish-
broadband?
I don't know. I don't have access to the AT&T account.
It's AT&T and it's like 300 MB speed or something.
We're still
Yeah, but my
recording.
question is
Let's
it a
finish this up and
broadband
get
where
this
it's
conversation then.
shared?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah. I'm going to look into
Let's
it.
Finish.
Oh, we're
let's-
done. Like, yeah, this isn't
Oh,
going
okay.
live anymore.
I was gonna say, I guess I thought you said you were still recording.
Oh, yeah, I'm still recording. I'm just saying that this isn't going live. We're done. So I can edit
Okay.
or add, or do you want to, like, I can do, like, a little pinata dancing around on the screen, I think.
Fair enough.
I think Grigum
think-
just wanted to do his wisdom if he...
I want Graham to do his wisdom. I need some wisdom and some booze. All I have is
Well-
tequila in this house.
In that case, I think when quarantine ends, folks, I think you'll be one of four things: a monk, a hunk, a drunk, or a chunk. The decision is yours.
Can I be multiple? What if I wanted to be a chunky drunk monk?
I mean, my
That
husband's
is up
already
to
a
you.
hunk.
Aww. Okay, I'm going to
Again,
stop the recording
choice
now.
is yours.
See, here's the thing. Wow. You know how, okay, hun, you know our megabits, our Mbps is normally in the 300s? It's like
well, I'm gonna leave now. So
stupid low. Yeah, hold on, let me end the stream.